They hate when you elevate. They hate when you elevate. They stacking up losses, I'm handing them out. Yeah, I had to go delegate. It feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment. I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly. I had to go demonstrate. I had to set them straight. They hate when you elevate. Elevate. They hate when you elevate. Elevate. Yeah. They hate when you elevate. Elevate. They hate when you elevate. Yeah. I had to elevate. I'm way too fly. Yeah, I'm feeling myself. Ain't no chance I'm coming down, no. Got a soul view to myself. Yeah, why would I give it up? Why do they want to come take my place? I work too hard for it, don't need a replacement. This my vocation. Now I got rollies all in rotation. Hop on the jet just to take a vacation. Remember the moments was trapped in the basement. Now the hard work is all taking me places. Water no bed like we trapped in the matrix. Bet on myself and go all out in Vegas. Living a life like I'm rich and I'm famous. Don't see the grind that I know that it came with. I ain't make it this far for myself, yeah. Guys, remember, I had to prove to everybody else. I had to set them straight, yeah. I had to boss. I had to renovate, I know. They hate when you elevate.
How you guys doing? Oh, looks like I got my guy Ray Davis in the building. Ray's out the way a little bit. You can't hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
No. Mr. Big Play said he can't hear me.
Oh, I can hear. Okay.
Mic check. Do you hear me now? Somebody in the chat, let me know if you hear me. All right, I hear myself, so I know I'm on. All right. Yo, stop motion.
All right.
Perfect, Jonathan 97. Thank you. Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, we got stuff to talk about. Hope everybody's good to go, man. Everybody feeling themselves, and we can get into some boxing conversations. Wanted to tap in on some to expand a little bit on the Canelo. Hold on a second. Looks like
I hit the wrong button.
You there?
Yeah, so I'm gonna be in the air. Yeah, if you hear that background, let me know. I'll put mute on. Because they're hitting
the mute on.
All right,
brother. So yeah, guys, wanted to expand a little bit on the Canelo situation. Also wanted to expand today on the David Benavidez situation, because people are talking about Canelo and everything that Canelo got going on right now, but nobody's really talking about David Benavidez and what's the next move for him. Exactly what is he supposed to do at this point? He's not getting mentioned even in the conversation with Canelo Alvarez. This man's been sitting there as a mandatory for who knows how long. Well, probably well over 2 years right now, and he can't seem to get any act right in the super middleweight division. He's sitting on a interim WBC title. It really just means nothing at the end of the day, and we have to figure that at this point, him seeing what's coming out here, he can't be feeling very optimistic about fighting Canelo Alvarez anytime soon. So what's the next move going to be for him? Also, Canelo with all the options. I don't know who he's going to fight. I just know that press conference yesterday, he was talking about it's going to be an American. It's not even a press conference, right? It was an interview on a Mexican TV station, but basically communicating that he's going to fight an American fighter, which could honestly include David Benavidez, right? He is American, or Terrence Crawford, obviously JERMALL Charlo. So which way is he going to move more than likely? What makes more sense at this point for Canelo Alvarez and what he's going to do? Also, we have an event. We have a Top Rank event coming tomorrow night. We got shaquiefoster getting ready to take on Abraham Nova, defending Oshaki's going to be defending that super featherweight WBC title tomorrow night. I think it's going to be a great fight. We got a decent little undercard on it too, including Bruce Carrington, right? Shushu Carrington will also be making another fight. Also, I'm not sure if Shushu just got Prospect of the Year from Top Rank. They gave him Prospect of the Year last year. I'm not sure if he's transitioned into contender yet or not. I don't know. For me, Shushu Carrington is pretty much a contender at this point, but he'll be fighting on the undercard too. Salute Tom. Salute. What's good, brother? Tom says, "What's up, Ray?" Ray got the mute button. I don't think he remembers he got the mute on. Oh, he's frozen. He's frozen. So yeah, guys, we got a couple of things to speak on, right? At the end of the day. So we'll start off with the Canelo Alvarez. Charlo came out and said he's not fighting. Well, stop motion. I don't know if he said that. I think he was pretty much just saying that Al Heyman didn't reach out to him and that he has nothing signed or he hasn't been offered anything on the fight yet. So as far as him basically communicating just to say that, you know, I haven't heard anything. He says the last time he talked to Al Heyman was with his last fight against Jose Benavidez, and he hasn't heard from him since then. So, you know, give and take, see what that means. You know, I know he was getting drunk. He was, or I'm not going to say it. Let me not say he was getting drunk, but he was definitely sipping on a couple of drinks, kicking it with the family, with the familia. He looked like he was having a great time. And like he said, it's Valentine's Day. What's wrong with drinking a little bit? You know, I don't know. For some people, it's not a big deal, but for some people, maybe for Charlo, somebody who seems to have a history with abusing some substances a little bit, maybe drinking a little too much or just being emotionally all over the place, drinking might not be something he wants to be, you know, getting involved with. But, you know, he's a grown man. Who are we to tell him how to move? But a fight with Canelo Alvarez, he hasn't heard anything about it yet. So that means it's up in the air in a lot of different ways. It could be Terrence Crawford. Who have they been reaching out to? I don't know. Terrence Crawford mentioned that at one point in time he got a call from Saudi Arabia, and they were speaking to him about potentially helping him facilitate a fight with him and Canelo Alvarez. That was his friend, or maybe one of his assistant coaches, Coach Bernie. I don't know exactly what position he plays with Terrence Crawford, but he basically confirmed that there was some communication going back and forth with the Saudi, with his excellency in reference to trying to coordinate that. So we'll see how that turns out. But more importantly, right now, as far as David Benavidez is concerned, and I think, you know, this topic is a topic I wanted to touch on because he really is, in my opinion, like the best super middleweight out there, in my opinion. You know, and I don't care over Canelo Alvarez because at the end of the day, Canelo won't fight him. You know, and I don't know why Canelo won't fight him, but I know at the end that all of us know that David Benavidez and Canelo Alvarez would be a one of the probably most anticipated best fights out there. And I think a large portion of us, you know, I don't know if you guys want to go ahead and put it into the chat how you guys feel about it, but a large portion of the people feel like David Benavidez would probably stop Canelo Alvarez. So at this point in time, until proven different, you know, I've got him being the top guy over there at 168. And you have to ask yourself, what is he doing at 168 pounds? What is he doing in that super middleweight division if he's not ultimately heading in the direction of getting a title shot with Canelo Alvarez? I mean, that's got to be the goal. And look, the sanctioning bodies right now in that division doesn't seem to be doing anything about it. They're not going to hold Canelo to any type of mandatories. They're not threatening to take away. See, Stop Motion says David stops Canelo in 10. See, what's up, Ross Scott? Salute, salute, salute. So the sanctioning bodies don't plan on doing anything to enforce any type of mandatories with Canelo Alvarez. So David Benavidez, in my opinion, I don't know what he's looking forward to in that division. Does it make sense for him to continue to stay there? Does he go there and he fights David Morrell? Does he fight, you know, a Christian Mibley? Does he take on other opportunities there in the super middleweight division just to get other interim titles? You know what I mean? Other regular belts? Or does he consider taking a move up to maybe a light heavyweight, and maybe trying to take on the winner of Better Be Evan Bivol, or even just compete up there and work his way towards a title shot up there? Salute Herring Symbol. Who David Ford? Can you guys help me? Who? David Benavidez or David Morrell? Herring, let me know. But I don't know. For him, it just seems like at this point he needs to start making some moves for himself. You know, he needs to start taking into consideration life without Canelo, right? Life without Canelo. Heron says, okay, I'm assuming you're saying Benavidez because you said Videz. I'm assuming you mean Benavidez, Heron symbol, right? What do you mean who is he fought? I don't understand. He's fought Caleb Plant. He just fought Dimitri Andrade. I mean, he's fought fighters. Are you saying he hasn't fought anybody he doesn't deserve? Are you saying he doesn't deserve a title fight against an opportunity at Canelo Alvarez? I mean, who do you think he should have fought that he hasn't fought? How about that? Let's be honest about it. You maybe want to say Charlo just announced he isn't fighting Canelo. He didn't get a contract. Ross Clark, I don't know if he's saying he's not going to fight Canelo. I think he's saying that he didn't get a contract for sure. Is he not going to fight Canelo? I don't know about that. Do we believe that? Do we believe that he would not fight Canelo Alvarez? Caleb playing someone who Canelo stopped. Andre is a natural 154 pounder. All right, so Herring, I guess from your point of view, he hasn't earned an opportunity to fight against Canelo Alvarez. So my question for you is, being that outside of the fact that he's the mandatory, right? He's a well, I mean, yeah, he's a mandatory for Canelo Alvarez. That being said, what else does he need to do to earn a fight with Canelo Alvarez? I'm interested in your opinion on that. If it's not him, who else should it be that he should fight? I'm saying he said he's waiting on a contract. Exactly, Roscott. Definitely, he hasn't gotten a contract yet, and he said basically Al Heyman hasn't talked to him since the fight. Who did Ryder fight? Truth. There goes Will Bigelow keeping it 100. You know what I mean? Who did Ryder fight? Who did John Ryder fight to get a fight with Canelo Alvarez? I mean, we can make excuses and try to make it sound as if Canelo Alvarez not fighting David Benavidez is really not that much of a big deal. But, I mean, I think most people are on the same page of understanding that most people on understanding that David Benavidez is the rightful. It's at a minimum, it's who everybody wants to see Canelo Alvarez fight. If you want to go anywhere else with it, that's up to you. But I say most people want to see Canelo Alvarez fight David Benavidez, and he knows that. Even Mike Tyson wants to see David Benavidez and Canelo Alvarez fight. Salute Andrew Charles. At this point, if not Benavidez, who cares who he's fighting? I agree, Ross Clott. At this point, I seen Paulie Malignaggi have a real issue today. He kind of like vented a little bit, just saying, look, if we buy his fights, if we're supporting his fights at this point, then we kind of deserve what we get. Read last comment. Fight JERMALL, move up, fight Bivol, compete at 175. So I guess now Herring Symbol, are you saying this for David Benavidez or are you saying this for Canelo Alvarez? Who are you saying that for? You saying Canelo Alvarez should fight JERMALL, then move up and fight Bivol, or are you saying David Benavidez should fight JERMALL? Yes, David. All right, but if David's in, but JERMALL CHARLO is in conversations. Well, he's not even in negotiations because he hasn't heard with nobody. But people are expecting him to fight Canelo Alvarez. So I don't know. David's been the mandatory though. Straight up, Jonathan 97. Why you want him to move up to 175 and not fight your boy Canelo? What about Munguia? What about Munguia? You want to see David Benavidez fight Munguia? I think that would be a great fight. I think, but I will say this for David Benavidez to fight Munguia, I think it's a step. I mean, if it's good money, I think that's one of those fights where the money has to make sense. You know what I mean? If he's going to get the kind of fight where he's going to make some good money against Munguia, fine. But outside of that, Munguia and him really haven't. They're not in the same conversation. David Benavidez is probably looking for more legacy driven opponents. But if the money's right with Munguia, if we can get like a Mexico versus Mexico type of energy, maybe that is a good fight. Me and Ray Davis was talking about him possibly just knocking down all the opponents that Canelo may be looking at fighting, knocking down Munguia, knocking down Charlo, knocking down David Morrell, and just knocking these guys out the way until you put Canelo on a point to where he's entertaining fighting David Benavidez's leftovers, right? It could help both them. What about Munguia? It could help both of them. Salute. Yeah, salute, freaking flyer. Salute. Herring Symbol, I don't rock with Canelo, but experience-wise, Canelo would make easy work out of him. Oh, really? All right. Well, everybody gets their opinion, and the best way to get that ironed out is to see them fight. We can finally see who would win. Canelo doesn't want to lose to a fellow Mexican. Roscott, I'm getting to believe that as well. I think I'm really believing that. I'm starting to really believe that he has fears of loss against a Mexican. I think him fighting a Mexican, losing against a Mexican probably gives him a little bit of nauseates him a little. Sasha Stop Motion MMA says, if David was easy work, he would have fought him in 2022. That's a fact. Yeah, Herring, I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, that's the best way to find out, right? Is to have them fighting. Roscoe Flan said Canelo would make easy work out of Bivol. How did that turn out? That's a fact. Styles make fights, right? Styles make fights at the end of the day. So it's easy to say what would happen, but what's a lot easier for us as fans is to see them fight. And that way we know what's going to happen. Me personally with David Benavidez, if there's an opportunity at 175 for him to fight the winner of Beterbiev and Bivol, I would say, I wouldn't have any issues with him taking advantage of that. You know what I mean? Collecting some real titles up there, and maybe that would entice Canelo Alvarez. Maybe if he was able to go up there and become undisputed, or at least a unified champion up there, maybe that would attract Canelo Alvarez to make a move up that way. Salute Ralph. Ralph says, I believe that Canelo, I'm not doing my thing, right? Ralph says, I believe that Canelo is going to wait until David moves up and has a couple fights at 175, and then he's going to say he will fight David, but he will try to drag David back down to 168 for the fight. So Canelo's going to play chess, huh? He's going to get him up there, get him used to the weight, and then he's going to drain him and bring him down to 168 and beat the brakes off of him. I would hope he wouldn't do that, but honestly, in today's boxing space, that's not a far-fetched strategy at all, Ralph. Not far-fetched at all. Shout out to Next Gen Combat Sports in the building. Shout out. Yeah, man, I could see that happening, Ralph. I really could see that coming together in that direction as well. I would hope it wouldn't, but like I said, in the space we're in, guys are playing chess out here. They're not playing checkers. They understand weight cuts and rehydration clauses and all those things. They understand how to use those to their benefit, and they're not scared to use those things. So we'll see what happens. But personally, I do think David needs to start to rethink who's your favorite fighter today. I'll answer that in a minute. I think David Benavidez needs to go back to the drawing board, and he has to start thinking about life without Canelo. That's going to be the topic. Write that on the top of the paper on the board and write life without Canelo and start drawing another trajectory for your career so that you can get some legacy accomplishments in there and factor in the possibilities of you and Canelo never fighting. You know what I mean? Who's my favorite fighter today? That's difficult for me, Herring. I'll be honest with you. For me to give you my favorite fighter, I try to pride myself on not being a fanatic of any particular fighter, but if I had to have a favorite fighter right now, I'd probably have to go with Terrence Crawford. That's probably where it would go for me. It would be Bud. Bud's been just holding it down for so long, doing his thing, showing and proving, beating all the odds. When you look at the fight he had on his journey from Top Rank, being so-called on the wrong side of the street, to get to where he's going, to get to where he is right now, to finally fight an Errol Spence and dominate him the way he did. I mean, how could you not be a fan of that? Very difficult not to be a fan of that. But yeah, we'll see what's going on there. You see how Charlo's looking. Charlo looks like he's kind of back. Jermall looks like he's back in his old ways a little bit, just living his best life. So we'll see how that goes. Now we got a card coming up tomorrow night, 9 o'clock tomorrow night. Top Rank has a card, and headlining is going to be Shaquiefoster and what's my man's name? Abraham Nova. You guys know Abraham Nova. If you don't, the guy with the blonde beard, he's from Puerto Rico. And his only loss that he has on his record, honestly, is against Robeisy Ramirez, right? But he did get stopped. He got stopped by Robeisy, like a 5th round knockout. He ran right into something nasty and got laid out. But outside of that, a good boxer, right? A great boxer. He's not scared to stay in the pocket. But I don't know if I would consider him a puncher, but he has a decent knockout ratio. What is it? Matter of fact, do I still have him up here? Yeah, he's sitting on like a 70% knockout ratio. So he's a good puncher, a puncher boxer. And we all know who Robeisy definitely stretched bro out. Pause. Yeah, man. Robeisy definitely touched him. Shout out to Robeisy Ramirez in that last fight. I can't wait to see him come back in the ring as well. But and he's fighting Shaquiefoster, who's actually, hold on a second. Yeah, I'm right. He's fighting Shaquiefoster here, who also, honestly, I think he has a better knockout ratio than O'Shaki. O'Shaki's only sitting like 57%, but we know he's a dog based on his last fight that he had against, what was the guy's name? Eduardo Hernandez, right? He had a great fight against him where he basically made a comeback. But when you really look at that fight, to be honest with you, he was losing the fight, but he was never losing as far as not being in the fight. So the way the fight ended was, you kind of could see it coming if you really watched the whole fight. You saw it was getting ready to come because the guy was just staying inside and getting hit with a lot of shots, but he was just being very, he was being very strong and just able to take a lot of punishment. And ultimately, he just ended up breaking, really in the 11th round, if we want to be honest. He started breaking him really bad in the 11th round. And ultimately, got finished off in the 12th. Nova beat Adam Lopez pretty good. Yeah. Let me see here. Herring, do you think Crawford beats Boots? Is that who would Is that who would you give a slightly favor to? I would have to go with Crawford in that one. I'm just gonna go with the experience. Ralph says, why does Top Rank keep doing these cards on Thursday? It's gonna be on a Friday. No, you're right. It's gonna be tomorrow. Wow. That I didn't even think about that. From my mind, I'm thinking it's gonna be on a Friday. Why do they keep doing it on a Thursday? I think there's events that I think it's an ESPN thing where ESPN has events going on during the weekend, and being that ESPN is helping pay these boxers purses and everything like that, they kind of have an agreement with them to allow them to do that. I don't have an issue with it because Thursday happens to be a good day for me to catch boxing. So, but no, I agree with you. It is weird that they keep on doing it on Thursday. I thought Nova and Foster were fighting on Saturday. No, they're fighting on the 15th. What's today's date? The 14th, right? I believe they're fighting on the 15th, which is tomorrow. So let's see here. How did I miss you? Nova beat Adam Lopez pretty good. Definitely next gen. Herring, do you think Crawford beats Boots? If that's so, no, I already saw that. Yeah, we're missing some things right here. That's how you feel, Rob Scott? Boots will beat Crawford when Crawford turns 40? Maybe, yeah. Maybe when he hits 40. Yeah, it's on Friday. Yeah, stop motion. That's what I'm saying. I knew it was on Friday. I'm sitting here like, what? Let me see here. Definitely Bud. Dude took a bullet to the head after a dice game. Now he the best in the business. Incredible journey. 100%. 100%. You know what I mean? But once again, let's get back to the top rank fight here. So Shackie's going to be going head up with Abraham Nova. Who you guys leaning towards in that fight? Me personally, I'm not going to act like I'm not holding on Shackie. I think I am favoring him, but I'm not sleeping on Nova as well. I think they both. I think it's going to be a boxing match. I don't think it's going to be a dog fight. Shackie will probably be trying to drag Nova into that type of fight. But Nova has that experience, you know what I mean? And I think, fighting against a Robesi Ramirez, although he got stopped, that was some good experience. In his last two fights, Abraham Nova's, I think he's got a KO in his last fight and a unanimous decision with Adam Lopez, who he really beat the brakes off of. You know what I mean? Although he didn't stop him, it was a pretty one-sided affair. But against Jonathan Romero back in July, he put him down in about a third round. So he's got a little momentum going for him right now before he goes in there with O'Shaquie. Whereas O'Shaquie, he had a TKO of Hernandez, a unanimous decision. He hasn't really been knocking dudes out like that, to be honest with you. So I'm interested in seeing how the fight goes. The WBC super featherweight title is going to be on the line. We'll see what's going to happen. Foster, TKO in the 8th. That's what you're thinking? Okay, I got O'Shaquie. He got that dog in him. Yeah, he does have that dog in him, but sometimes that dog will get you served pretty bad if you're not able to pace that the right way, because he's dealing with a real, a boxer who understands establishing distance, and he's also willing to really exchange with him at the right time. So he can take advantage of if you want to have him fighting off his back foot. I don't know how that's going to look. What's happening, brothers? What's up, Jay Cash the Money, man? What's good? Yeah, make sure y'all definitely hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit that the thumbs up coming in the building for sure. And on the undercard there, we have Bruce Carrington also, who's going to be showing out. I don't remember who he's fighting. It's a Filipino guy who he's going to be fighting against. He's going to probably just run through him, to be honest with you. Bruce is trying to make. Hold on one second here. I see Ray Davis doing all types of hand gestures, and I don't know if he's frozen. He's looking crazy. I don't know what he's going through over there. So we're just going to leave him where he's at. Are you good? Yeah, he's going through. He's going. Okay, all right, good. He just gave me the thumbs up. All right, good to go. You want to tap into this conversation at all? You good?
I'm on my phone because I'm trying to set up my notebook. It wasn't working.
Okay,
so
take your time.
I just got a text message and I was trying to respond to it, but at the same time, my phone keeps cutting out. Like the timer keeps shutting off. I got to keep touching the screen. That's why you see the hand gestures. But I'm good though. I got you. I'm listening.
Okay, no problem. Definitely, no problem. What's up, Beast LFC? Salute. Yeah, we talking about this card on Friday, right? that's getting ready to happen, and the ramifications of a Bruce Carrington, Shushu Carrington winning his fight and potentially becoming a contender at this point, maybe trying to move up in the weight class, right? Maybe trying to move up and getting in the conversations with fighting maybe a winner of a O'Shaquie and an Abraham Nova. I don't know if he'll get up in that conversation, to be honest with you, just to go up there, but I think he needs to go up there to get in the conversation of getting some notoriety. You know, I don't know what he plans on doing at 126 unless he's able to line that up with Inoue. If Inoue is willing to come up, which I don't think Inoue has any plans on coming up. I think he's good where he's at. What's going on here? Okay. Trying to keep up with you guys. But I don't know, man. What do you guys want to talk about? What's going on in the boxing world, man, that you guys want to talk about? Watch live. What's going on in the boxing world, guys? What am I missing here? We got Canelo Alvarez, who's doing whatever he feels like doing. We don't know if he's going to be jumping into his own independent situation or if he's going to be sticking out with the PBC. I think he's going to stick it out with the PBC for now. I ain't going to lie to you. I'm starting to understand that what you don't see is the most important thing. And what we don't see is, let me see, no reason Shushu shouldn't have a title shot coming soon. Top Rank almost got every belt at 126. Yeah. Canelo Alvarez, Canelo the face of boxing. I agree with you, Canelo Alvarez. I don't know if you just made that name up just to come up in here, but I agree, man. I think Canelo Alvarez is showing that he's the face of boxing, man. I think he's moving how the face of boxing moves. He's doing what he does. He's coming out. He's letting you guys know what he feels like telling you guys. He has the option to fight anybody. Everybody wants to fight him, and probably going to have all of them when Raymond Ford fights Odebek. Okay, for sure. Next gen, you're right. When is Raymond Ford fighting? What's up with Inoue and his dumb comments about American fighters? I don't know how dumb those comments were. Those comments were. I think you know. Let me put this in the best way I can. I think he's speaking towards his experience to the fights he's been in. And specifically, I think he was speaking towards his experience with Steve Fulton, and just basically saying that basically when it got to that point to where he was exchanging with him and hitting him, he noticed how much Steve Fulton was very concerned about getting hit, and he feels that's when the momentum started going the other way, that they don't like to get punched in the face. And I think that's, hit and don't get hit. You know what I mean? I don't know if that speaks for every American fighter, but we got guys, we can't lie. There's fighters out here who just look at the fight that just happened with Jermaine and Teofimo. Look at the fight that happened with Shakur Stevens. And I hate to compare them the same way, but, hit, not get hit. That's the name of the game plan. I don't know how mad I am at that game plan if you're able to use it in an effective way and not be boring. I mean, that's got to be the goal. People don't want to be sitting here slurring their words and can't keep their thoughts straight. They got lives after boxing. So I don't know how much of an insult I would take that as, but I can understand. How some people might want to feel, but I don't think Inoue say anything crazy. I don't think he says anything crazy. Let me see here. Technically, it's face of boxing. Nah, Roscoe, guy, I'm not even posting that up there. That's nonsense. Jake Paul is not no face of boxing, bro. You better stop right now. Inoue was keeping it a beam, man. Yes, he was, man. He was just speaking on his experience. Andrew Charles says a lot of people. I think he meant like the pure slick boxer style. I don't think he meant Mexican Americans or American boxer punchers. Yeah, I agree with that as well. Andrew Charles says a lot of people were thinking Fulton was going to expose Inoue. Yeah, man. Look, when a lot of people thought that, I didn't think he was going to expose Inoue, but I did think he was going to win that fight. I was hoping he was going to win that fight. But once again, once you saw Inoue step it up and get real hands-on and really started punching on him, you saw that Stephen Fulton became very concerned about getting punched and wasn't as concerned about winning that fight as much as surviving, and got laid down. Let me see here. Roscoe, I disagree with Inoue. Black fighters were the first to brawl. Right. I don't know if Inoue was talking about black fighters, was he? I don't know, man. I think he was just talking about his experience. Stephen Fulton, you have to admit, didn't seem like he was too excited about exchanging with Inoue when they were fighting. Jonathan 97, or you can do the Joe Joyce. That too. Inoue a clown. What is the whole thing with Inoue? Why do people not like Inoue so much? I don't understand over here. Salute Eastside Easy, Ross Clyde. I was being facetious about that bum fake Paul. Oh, sweet. All right, thank you, Ross Clyde. I appreciate that perspective, that clarity. I believe Inoue is juiced up. The evidence is there. He may be, but until he gets caught, you know how that goes, man. What can we say? I thought Fulton was going to win by unanimous decision too. Yeah, Ralph. I did too. In a way, insinuated black fighters without saying it. I gotta watch it. Maybe I gotta watch it again. I don't know if he went there. Considering that there was a language barrier too, I don't know if I'm willing to walk away with it like that because they've been watching. Hold on a second here. Because they've been watching too much Southpaw. Probably, yeah. I know Southpaw has his issues with Inoue, so that's probably where they're getting it from. Inoue said what he said, and he didn't say black fighters. Yeah, I didn't get that from that. I agree with you, Andrew Charles. I didn't get that from him. I don't like the Inoue hype. He can fight though. I mean, what's the hype? At the end of the day, he can fight though is the most important part of it. There's no hype in that. The results speak louder than any words. As far as a fighter is concerned, he checks all the boxes. You know, I don't know nothing about his personal life. Let's see. Roscoe said, Inoue got caught. Anytime your testing comes up with a flaw, then you cancel a fight with an injury, it's juiced. Okay. Once again, until we get the results, but I see where you're going with that. I see where you're going with that. But until we get that test result, that hot test back, we can't go there. If Canelo is not going to fight Benavidez, Benavidez should fight Munguia or Morel. It seems like that's what the option is going to be there for him, Beast LFC. It seems like the option is going to be for him to fight either one of those guys. But my question, Beast LFC, is what kind of aspirations should David Benavidez have of becoming a champion inside of a division where it's being pretty much monopolized by one man, and none of the sanctioning bodies are going to try to enforce any mandatories, right? Canelo's just allowed to do what he wants to do. So does David Benavidez just continue beating people up in the division and just start to shame Canelo into a fight, or does he consider maybe leaving the division, going light heavyweight, and competing up there? If Canelo, I'm not a huge fan of it anyway, but I respect his skills and what he's done for sure. You got to. Andrew Charles says, love him or hate him, I got Inoue number 2 pound for pound. That's it. That's the truth. That's the truth. And some people have him number 1. But I'm like you. I got him number 2. I definitely don't have him number 1. I got Terrence Crawford as number 1. But there's a lot of people who would argue against what I just said and go with Inoue as number 1. Ross Clott says, Andrew Charles, y'all need to read between the lines. He was talking about black fighters. He said it indirectly. I respect your opinion, Ross Clott, but I don't know. I didn't see it. I didn't see it that way. I'm not the type of person also who doesn't look too deep into things like that. Unless I see something that's really blaring out there in the front of me. I usually don't jump in those kind of conclusions. Stop motions. MMA said the WC and the WA should strip him 100%. He should be stripped. He should be threatened, at least, with being stripped. If you don't give Canelo Alvarez some sort of ultimatum that he has to deal with, he's going to keep moving the way he's moving, period. He has no reason not to. Andrew Charles said, no, I understood what he said. Okay. Ross Cott, anyway, in my pound for pound, above Crawford, but he's still juice, in my opinion. I don't know how he's above Crawford. Blasphemy, Ross Cott. Blasphemy, Ross Cott. And I understood what he meant. Peace, peace, peace here for boxing. Salute, 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 salute. Here for boxing and building. Wasn't the last time Canelo fought a mandatory was Yildirim? Probably, I think so. Canelo Alvarez says he'll stop Benavidez. Okay, I'd expect you to say that, Canelo Alvarez. I know that ain't you, but somebody with the name Canelo Alvarez, I would expect you to say that. You know what I'm saying? But once again, ain't nothing like the fight. The fight will tell the story better than we can tell the story at the end of the day. Activity. I can't put Crawford above Inoue fighting once a year. I understand where you're coming from, Roscoe, as far as activity conversation is concerned, but I think we also understand the underlying issues that were there as far as the mandatory rematch clause that was in there that Errol Spence activated, as far as even just coordinating and putting that fight together with Errol Spence, what that took. I think the win, though, the fight was one of the most important, if not the most important fight last year. And the way he won it in a dominant way, the way he did it, I think it just holds weight. I don't know if Inoue had a significant fight that was important as Bud Crawford and Errol Spence. So, I mean, to each their own, though. All right. Yeah, here for boxing. Bud earned that top spot. That's years of hard work. We can't knock that. We got to be honest about that. You know. Roscott says, but if Crawford is anyone, number one, hold on, let me put this up here. But if Crawford is anyone's number one, I have no issue with it because it's justified. Yeah, Roscott. At the end of the day, we got to, you know. But at the same time, I agree. I send that right back at you as far as Inoue is concerned. I understand with the activity, him fighting like pretty much damn near 3 times that year, and also becoming a 2-time undisputed champion, 2-weight class undisputed champion, excuse me, in the 4-belt era inside of a year. That's pretty damn impressive. That's pretty damn impressive. Next Generation says, do you think Inoue really will finish his career at 126, or you think he's just saying that to have one more, to have more leverage if a big fight over that weight presents itself? I think that Inoue runs on a different. I think he will. To make a short answer out of that, yes, I think he does end his career at 126. I think he definitely at least tries to compete at 126, and he does a good job and probably gets a belt up there as well. Will he become undisputed up there? More than likely not. But I definitely see him competing at 126. I don't think he's talking shit. I think he's not driven by money like everybody else is. I'm sure he's interested in getting paid, but he's interested in challenging himself more than anything. And if he thinks he can, I'm sure he will. Canelo wants to know who your favorite lightweight. Who your favorite lightweight? Who's my favorite lightweight right now? I mean, there's the obvious ones there, right? But who's my favorite lightweight right now? I don't know. We have to get back to that one a little bit later. I don't know if I have one just off the top of my head like that. I mean, a lot of people would say Tank. I don't know if Tank is my favorite lightweight right now. I don't know if if I'm seeing him do what I want to see him do. You know, I might even go with a oh no, man, my favorite lightweight right now. I might pick one of these prospects, to be honest with you. The prospects are doing more than the damn contenders are. Raymond Ford's beats Inoue, in my opinion. I think it's a good fight. I don't know if he wins. Ford done look suspect against some guys. I don't even think he being Odebek. That's a good assessment right there. Beat lightweight today. Roscott says beat lightweight today was Haney, but he moved. Best lightweight today was Haney, but he moved up. So there isn't one, in my opinion. I go with that, Roscott. I agree with you. I think the best lightweight was Devin Haney. He's not there right now, and I don't know who I would say is. I wish Shakur would have. Excuse me. I wish Shakur would have gave a better performance against Edwin De Los Santos, because I really believe he really could have filled in that spot of Devin Haney. Obviously, we know Tank could, but we don't need to talk about Tank not going to do what he don't feel like doing. Jonathan 97 says Shakur. I agree, man. I was just saying that. I think Shakur would have checked all those boxes, but with that performance he just did with Edwin De Los Santos, I can't do that with him. You like Martin? Frank Martin? Frank is good. I just can't put him there yet. Not over Shakur, that's for sure. Shakur, he's a runner. He's a track star. Yeah, man. I can't deny you. The Boxing Kangaroo, Clay, what's up, my guy? What's up, Boxing Kangaroo? Matter of fact, you know what I'm gonna do? Because tonight's just a regular boxing night. There's not a lot of breaking news. I'm gonna put the link in here if anybody wants to come up and build. We can definitely do that. Roscott says I can put Tank there, not with the opposition. I can't. Yeah, Roscott. We have to be honest about that. He's not fighting who we want to see him fight, man. How can we sit there and say he's our favorite? Is he the best lightweight right now? Maybe. It might be fair to say that Tank's the best lightweight right now. Is he my favorite? I can't say he's my favorite. No. The prospect been going crazy. Yeah, Jay Cash Money, man. That's why I said at 135 pounds. I think like Abdullah Mason is one of my favorite fighters in that division right now. I think Keyshawn Davis is one of my favorite. I mean, he's a contender now, so one of my favorite lightweights right now. You know, those are the fighters I'm kind of looking at right now. I'm looking at the prospects more than I'm looking at the damn contenders. Let's see here. Was just a bad night with Shakur. I agree with you. I agree with you. But also when you look at the way he carried himself afterwards and how he's not fighting and how he tried to act like he's going to retire, and I don't know, he just has to step it up. We got Ross Clott in the building. Salute Ross Clott.
What's going on, man?
Man, we good, man. No complaints, man. How you doing today?
Oh, I'm just chilling, man. I'm just over here chilling, man. It's raining out here in the West Coast, so trying to stay in.
Yo, stay in, man. Stay in, stay dry, man. That's the key. We over here, I'm on the East Coast, and we just had a little winter storm.
Yeah, I saw it was snowing over there, right? It was snowing up there, right?
It was crazy, man. It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was crazy, but everything's back to normal right now. Hold on, we got Ray Davis in the building too as well.
I am
Ray,
back.
you in here?
I am on my day, perfectly working.
You're the co-host.
He's actually,
I'll be.
And then he'll be on probably inside the next 30 minutes or so.
I'll be at home in a little bit, but man, my laptop wasn't working correctly. So pull some bugs at the hat to get it to work, but we got it though. So now I can use my device to do what I needed to do. I couldn't do nothing, but I'm gonna shut it down because I got background noise. So we're gonna let you
no doubt. All right, no doubt. Andrew Charles said, I consider Shakur pound for pound material. Wish he was more active. Well, hopefully with this new deal he got, it's $15 million, 5 fights, about $3 million a fight. Hopefully him and Bob Arum get on the same page and he can get way more active now that he is a WBC champion. And like he said, and that's so funny because I was saying the same thing the night he beat Edwin De Los Santos. I said, you guys could talk about how bad his performance was. One thing's for sure, two things for certain. The road to undisputed still goes to Shakur Stevenson's neighborhood. You still got to come see him if you want that type of accolade. So he has a second chance, definitely. The boxing kangaroo, I got charged. Definitely boxing kangaroo. Looking forward to hear from you, man. Really, you haven't heard from you in a while. What's up? What's on your mind, Ross Scott?
I can't believe that Shakur is even getting paid that much from that last performance. He's definitely overpaid, and I'm not the one to call out who should be getting paid what, but if I was a promoter, he definitely wouldn't be getting paid that damn much because that brother is not going to sell any tickets. I'm sorry, but he's not. Yeah.
I think if they build him back up, I think that they're investing in his future. That performance against Edwin De Los Santos was definitely a very lackluster performance, and it will not help his argument of getting any type of big fights or getting in the conversation of making a lot of money. But I think we know that I believe that Shakur Stevenson's talented enough to, to make a super fight with Gervonta. I think just as the strength of that, he's talented enough to make a super fight with Gervonta. If him and Gervonta put a fight together, it's going to sell a lot of tickets because he is who he is.
100%. I think Shakur is super talented. Like in terms of like the eye test, he's probably more talented than Tank Davis, Frank Martin, Keyshawn Davis all combined. The problem is, from that last performance, they gotta build him up, and I hate to say this, but they gotta put him in there with some easy dudes that he can knock off to bring attention to him.
I agree, but at the same time, I don't know if Shakur is going to co-sign that. I think Shakur wants to fight the best. I think that's one of those guys who really wants to fight the best. He's going to want title shots. He's going to want to unify. He's that type of guy. So I think he'll have an opportunity to, man. I think him and Frank Martin is a great opportunity for him to do that. You know, I think if he rematches Edwin De Los Santos, he can do it. He can get another opportunity to do that. I think obviously Navarrete is an opportunity for him to do that. So we'll see how his career, we'll see what happens, right? Like at the end of the day, he has that excuse as far as the injury is concerned. He won't have that excuse again. He knows that.
That's true.
So
that's true too. That's true. Yeah. I agree with that because you know what? At the end of the day, you allowed one injury excuse. After that, you can't say it no more.
No, we ain't hearing it again. We definitely not trying to hear it. He knows that. He better know that. I hope he knows that. I'm betting on the fact that he knows that.
I ain't riding with it. I'm just messing with you.
You know how I feel about
he
that
ain't
situation.
messing with us. That's how he feel, bro. That's how he feel.
Listen,
But
I told you, for granted, I'll give it to him. Here's the problem I have. Why did he get in the ring? If you knew that was the case, don't get in the ring. We talked about this. If you're gonna hold my man Earl Spence accountable for getting in that ring with Buster and Cataract,
right,
you gotta hold him. You
right.
gotta hold Shakur the same accountability.
That's a fact.
That's a fact, Ray. And you know I ain't gonna argue with you. I can't. I be wanting to argue with you on that one because I like Shakur. But listen, man, what's good for the goose? You know what I mean? You can't play that game, man. Excuses are not. The boxing ring is not a place for excuses. You know what I'm saying? Very difficult to entertain excuses that. Abdullah Basin is my guy. Keyshawn Davis is nice too. I just wish he'd stop acting like Shakur Stevens' little brother. Man, Keyshawn is just respecting his elders, respecting who's above him. He's just respecting, you know what I mean? That's all it is. Shout out to Bruce Gass in the building. Bruce Gass in the building. That right there is royalty right there.
Salute, Bruce. Salute, Bruce.
We all know who he is. We don't need to talk
boxing
about
kangaroo,
it, you know?
Bruce Gash, Herring, here for boxing. Jay Cat, Mr. Big Play, Bray. Peace, everybody. Sorry that I couldn't be on here to say what's up, but you know I'm having technical difficulty. It will be reconciled soon.
Yeah, we got Canelo Alvarez in the building too. Shout out to Canelo Alvarez.
Oh yeah, him. Is he in here?
Hey, you know,
how many of you StreamYard, how many content creators got Canelo Alvarez in the building, huh?
Right. I'm asking, is he in the building with Tony Weeks and
probably he ain't there yet. I know I
too.
got Canelo here. I'm gonna take a screenshot and post it up, promote myself. You know, y'all ain't got Canelo up in there. He talking English and everything, bro. Stop playing. Let me see.
You know, Canelo got to stop running from the big Mexican, man. I'm sorry, but you know, Canelo had a case to avoid him a couple of years ago. He don't have it no more. Benavidez worked his way back up to that point. So that's the fight everybody want to see. You know, it is what it is.
He's got to know it. You know what I mean? But I think the biggest issue I have with the Canelo Alvarez situation is the way the WBC and the WBA are handling it. That's making me more upset than what Canelo's doing. Because I feel like if they weren't doing that, Canelo couldn't do that. So it's almost like I can't fault Canelo. It's like if they're gonna let me, shoot, I'm gonna do that. What you want me to say? You know what I mean? The way they're handling it is just kind of disgusting. It's really disgusting the way they're handling it. It's disrespectful. Let me see here. To be honest, I think the only reason he retired is so it wouldn't look bad with him fighting twice a year again. He fought his way back in November and not coming back until June. Who are you talking about, Next Gen? What's he talking about? On Roscott? To be honest, I think the only reason he retired is so it wouldn't look bad with him fighting twice a year again.
Is he talking about Shakur when he said he was going to announce a retirement?
November, not coming back till June. I don't know. Next Gen, if you want to expand on that, we appreciate you, brother. Let's see here. If Shakur don't go to 140, he's wasting his time with that contract, in my opinion. Hey, man, I said that before too. Shakur might consider taking that move, man, making that move happen, go up to 140. If it's not, especially when you got somebody like Tank Davis who's not interested in belts. If Tank's not trying to make a fight with Shakur, I don't know if Shakur needs to hang out down there. Tank next opponent just announced. Who is it? Who is it here for boxing? Oh my God. Here for boxing says Tank versus Humberto Santiago. I hear you, bro. You got me going. I'm like, really? Shout out to Monument in the building.
Yeah. Shout out.
Yo, you have me going, bro. You have me going, bro. I'm sitting here like, what? Tank said he's gonna fight next. He's like Humberto Santiago. I'm like,
I thought it was Jake Paul in Saudi Arabia, but you know, it's okay.
Hey man, I might watch that fight. That might not be a bad fight. I want to see Jake Paul get knocked out, man.
I thought it was Abdul Wahid.
Yeah, nah, man. It's whatever. I don't know. You got a point. I don't know what it is. No. Last time I heard somebody called him Abdul Wahid, he threatened to slap him, bro. So I don't know if he even likes his name. Like, you know, he said Abdul Wahid, dude was like, yo, I was slapping, bro. Stop playing with me. Like, I'm gonna fall back. I mean Tank, bro. That's what I meant, bro. What you mean, bro? I mean Tank, bro. He better not make a habit of fighting 130 moving up. He better not make a habit of fighting 130s moving up. I'm a little lost still, next gen. I'm still here with you. I'm sure we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out together, next gen. We're gonna figure it out together.
I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with fighters in the lower weight division fighting guys like if a lightweight fighting a guy that's 130. If that's a top like 130-pound fighter that could carry the weight. I mean, Tank Davis was doing that and then draining them. I mean, so if they fight like what Tio did, he fought a guy moving up from 135 and he was gigantic in the ring in there. So like that I don't have a problem with. But when you fighting like a Leo Santa Cruz type fighter, then I got an issue with it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I agree with you, man. If it makes sense, it makes sense. But if it don't, we're gonna look at you funny. Look at you a little funny, like, what's this? What you doing right now? You know? I mean, even though that knockout against Leo Santa Cruz was
lovely.
It was worth seeing live. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's lovely. Yeah. It's a great highlight reel for sure.
Yeah. When you saw that, it was like, okay, all right. No, I like that. That's good. That's good. You got my money. That's good. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. Let's see here. Jay Captain, man. I hope you're doing good, brother Ray. Ray doing good, man. Ray doing good, but people allow Tank to duck. Where's that accountability? Listen, guys, I don't know if I'm willing to say Tank is ducking right now, and I'm gonna tell you why. I need to see his next fight before I say that, because I think talking is talking. And I think when you're dealing with social media and you're dealing with a world where people are just saying anything they want to you and you have no defense as a fighter, you know, people just calling you names. I think that it can get to a point, especially with Tank's situation where he's kind of like on home arrest almost. You get to want to play on your Twitter and start trolling and pissing people off. You know what I'm saying? And just saying stuff just to get people wild up. I want to see what he actually does. I want to judge Tank on what he does. You know what I mean? And although calling out Conor Ben was very like, what in the world? And then Conor Ben got him an offer for like $10 to $15 million from what Eddie Hearn was saying. And he turned that down. That was kind of like stomach turning to see that happen. But once again, he's playing the game. He might be playing a petty game. And I don't know if I'm bored sitting in my crib. I don't know how you feel, Roscock. But if I'm bored sitting in my crib and I know I can't make a fight because I got all these outside things I'm dealing with, whether it's my legal issues or whether it's trying to see what PBC is going to actually offer me, I might get on Twitter and start messing with y'all. I ain't gonna lie, because y'all could be a pain in the ass. You feel me?
Right. Yeah, I agree with that.
Right? Y'all being a pain in the ass a little bit in my life. I can't hit smack none of y'all. I can't find none of y'all. Y'all under alias names. I might just have y'all mad at me and just be like, you know what? Set up a fight with Canelo, bro. Call Canelo and tell him I want to fight. And then hit y'all with a, I'm just playing.
Yeah. Bring some attention to it.
Right, bro. Y'all play with me, I'm gonna play with you, bro. It's whatever, bro. Canelo Alvarez said Benavidez is trash. I know how you feel, Canelo, but you know you could send that contract over. If he trash, go get that money, man. Stop making anybody think you ducking him, man. Shakur's always fights twice a year. Yeah. How do you feel about the activity issue, Roscott? As far as, is that an issue right now, or are these fighters fighting enough for you?
Well, you know, I'm the wrong person to ask that because I'm really old school, and in my opinion, I'm being generous. For this generation, I like to see fighters fight 3 or 4 times a year. But if I'm going like beyond that, I would like to see fighters fight 4 or 5 times a year, maybe 6 times, because you know, back in the days, we had fighters fighting 8, 10, 9 times, 20 times a year, and they had full-time jobs. So there's no excuses. Yeah.
I agree with you, man. I need a minimum of 3. And I'd like, ideally, I want to see him fight 4 times. You know what I'm saying? That's my ideal number. Like, fight 4 times, and I'm going to respect you for doing that.
Yeah. Look at how many times Muhammad Ali was fighting in the 70s. And we're talking about him past his prime. Past his prime. Still training, still fighting against the system, a racist system, still helping people out, still, you know, giving speeches in colleges, and then still fighting 4 or 5 times a year. These fighters ain't got no excuse.
15-round fights on top of that.
And 15-round fights. Right.
Yep. Right. Against punchers. Against an era of punchers.
Yeah. Definitely, man. And you know, it's kind of like what Marvin said a little bit. You know what I mean? That satin sheet, sleeping on satin sheets idea is just as much as they're paying these boxers right now, it's hard. It's got to be hard for them to get motivated to fight. You know what I mean? The PBC really made a way to where these boxers could fight and just sit out for a year and a half, and still live comfortably. So
yeah, that's a fact. It's all about being hungry, right? Marvin Hagler's first fight, he made $50. After taxes, he cleared $50. And then when he found out how much money Sugar Ray Leonard made, it was time to get on board and get hungry and fight. These dudes not hungry no more.
Big facts. Big facts, Ross Scott. Big fucking facts right there, man.
All right.
Let's
I'm about to just to give you
a heads up, dip off and head to the crib.
Yeah, I gotta go grab wife and then I'm gonna head over there. So I'll be about 10-15 minutes.
No doubt, man. We'll be right here waiting on you.
All right, man.
J Cash, the money man, says same thing could be said about Canelo when compared to Mexican all-time greats. What you know what it is, man? I'm all over the place. J Cash, what are you talking about? He said same thing could be said about Canelo when compared to Mexican all-time greats. I don't know.
I don't know what the context of that is, but I think in this generation, there's no doubt that Canelo Alvarez is the best Mexican fighter of this generation. But I wouldn't call him the best Mexican fighter of all time.
It's difficult to say that, man. You know what I mean? It's difficult to give him that type of accolade, man. When you see how they fight and how they cherry pick it, man, it's hard to compare him to the great Mexican fights in back in the day. It's just a hard thing to say with a straight face. Yeah, he's the greatest of all time. What do you mean by that?
Right, because you think about it. Canelo got really lucky, right? So Benavidez loses the freaking belt on the scale, and then now these other guys end up catching the belt, and not saying that his undisputed run wasn't a great accomplishment, but he got lucky enough to have a run for undisputed where the competition just wasn't that good. Right. And he got lucky. You know what I'm saying? Like it all fell on his lap so perfectly that I'm like, wow, like you mean to tell me all the big dogs, the Durrells and the Plants, they out of the way for right now, and he got these guys?
Perfect, including Benavidez too. Yeah.
And then like
Benavidez
how did that fall this?
I mean, Benavidez get in trouble with the drug abuse, you know what I mean?
The drug abuse, like everything, right? It was like a domino effect. Everything went so perfect for Canelo, and then now that it's not going perfect for him, he fights Bivol, loses to Bivol, then he fights a lackluster fight against Charlo, and now the fans demanding to see a Benavidez fight. He's like, wait, hold on now. I'm trying to fight somebody else because I can't do this right now. My easy run ain't here no more.
Tell Jermall to put the Hennessy bottle down. I got a bag for him, man. Me and him gonna make it happen, bro. Tell him to tell his therapist to get him off the damn you know what I'm saying? Get him off the drugs and get ready to fight a fight.
Because in boxing, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna read LS Legend. PBC aren't paying them enough to sit out as much as they do. For example, Gary Russell Jr. is notoriously inactive. He definitely wasn't getting paydays down there. Yeah.
No.
But what Gary Russell's story? What's his story about why he hasn't been as active as he should be? I know he had.
Are we talking about 135, Gary Russell?
Yeah, 135, 130, really, right? He's not even 135 right now, or is he? Is he 135 right now?
I think he's 135 because he's ranked. Okay. I believe he's ranked in the 135 division. But I don't know what's going on with him because I'm still waiting on him to fight.
Right. 100%. He needs to be, trying to see what he's going to do. I was talking about being Canelo, being trash compared to Mexican all-time greats. I agree with you. I don't think he's trash compared to them. I just think he's not as accomplished. He's not fighting the level of competition they were fighting. Go ahead, Ross Scott.
No, I was gonna say Gary Russell was another one of them dudes, man, that got talent, he got hand speed, good footwork. Why are these guys not fighting? You know what I'm saying? Like
he's a PBC fighter, right?
Yeah, he's a PBC fighter. Why isn't he fighting? It's beyond me.
It's consistent, man. There's a lot of PBC fighters who just ain't fighting. Let me see. Were they overpaying guys in the beginning? Yes, but that been dried up. Exactly, but then also what's been dried up is their activity.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it looks like that's another thing. Once you pay somebody a certain amount of money, they expect to get paid that way.
Yeah.
Continue
Yep.
on. And you got a lot of these guys sitting out like, when you get the money, let me know. That's how they
Yeah.
feel about it.
That's actually one of the reasons that they're paying for it now, is they was overpaying a lot of fighters back then, and it's hurting them now. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Definitely from Ohio, young Floyd Mayweather. He's never fought at 135. I guess you're talking about Gary Russell. Yeah, I don't think Gary fought at 135. That's why I said I don't know if he's a 135, but I know he's got to be heading there.
Because I know if you Google like the top, I forgot what rankings. It's not like per belt, but like just the rankings. They got his ass in there in like number 9 or something, number 8, unless they removed him. That's what I'm saying. I have no idea what weight class he's fighting in right now. I just want to see him fight. He's pretty good.
Yeah, his last fight was at 126 for sure. That was definitely
damn.
his last fight that he had.
We talking about the little bro, right, Gary? Because they're all named Gary.
Yeah, the little one. We're talking about Gary Allen.
I thought that he was a lightweight.
Nah, 126. He probably heading up to like 130. You know what I mean?
Oh shit! I thought he was a freaking lightweight. Let me Google it because I could have swore his name was on there.
Definitely. Let's see here. Gary also wanna J Cash the Money Man says Gary Russell wanna come for what Tank has got. So they've been shelving him to keep them two away from each other. You think so? I hope they wouldn't be doing that. I hope they wouldn't do that. Yeah, LS Gary's definitely a junior welterweight. We know that he's at 140. Gary Antoine Russell is definitely at 140.
That's who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Gary Antoine Russell.
Oh, he's at 140 though, not 135.
Oh, okay. I thought he was a lightweight. That's what I'm talking about.
He's up there checking for Devin and Subriel. I think right now I heard he's checking for Subriel Matias right now. That's what he's checking for. You know what I mean? Yeah. But he recently said he'll fight at 130-35. Though True Sports Channel. Yeah, I saw that Next Gen. That's why I know Gary Allen, the older brother. I know he's getting ready to go to 135. He's willing to go to 135. He knows that's where the money's at for him.
Okay. I thought I really would like to see Barbosa and Matias.
Barbosa and Matias. I want to see Barbosa and Tio. I want to see him with Tio. But that's Matias is a good fight too. Right.
Hey,
he's actually Tio's mandatory. Yeah.
Is he?
Barbosa Tio's mandatory.
Whoa. So, yeah. Oh, that ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. They're not gonna be able to make some negotiations. They're not gonna be able to negotiate.
Oh, let me see here. Yeah, they're probably not gonna. I mean, that's his mandatory. You know what I'm saying? So I'd like to see him fight. I think Teofimo. Who do you think Teofimo should fight next?
In all honesty, I'd rather see him fight a rematch with that guy first, and then after that, the winner out of Haney and Ryan. That dude deserves a rematch.
Yeah, I think he deserves it. Will he get it though?
No, he's not gonna get it. He's not gonna get it. His daddy. Because listen, man, I don't want to rant on these daddies, but a lot of these daddies talk too much, and Teofimo Lopez's daddy is really, really annoying, and they're not going to give this young man his another rematch. They're not going to do it. Teo probably would. The daddy ain't going to allow it.
Yeah, his father's living vicariously through his son somehow. He's really caught up. He wants to be Teofimo. He wants to be in front of the mic. He wants to call out fighters. He wants to fight fighters. He wants to be the star. J Cash the Money Man just said, yeah, Claymore, I hate to promotion bash, or the PBC will strategically sign fighters who are competition to their guy, and then they'll put them on the shelf, or only have them fighting once every 18 months. I mean, it looks like that happened. That's happened a couple times, to be honest with you. Barbosa, future gatekeeper, in my opinion, doesn't really excel at anything. Oh man, I disagree, Next Gen. I think Barbosa's a dog, man, and he's undefeated. You know what I mean? I don't know, bro.
Yeah, I can't call him a gatekeeper.
Right, bro. He number one contender. Mandatory for the WBO title right now. He up there. He ranked in the other ones too. He ain't no gatekeeper.
I wouldn't consider him a gatekeeper. Hell no. A gatekeeper would be somebody like shit. Who is a gatekeeper active fighter right now?
Pedraza now.
Joe Joyce or somebody, huh?
I say Pedraza's a gatekeeper now.
Yeah,
He's an
yeah,
official
yeah, yeah.
gatekeeper.
There you go. Pedraza is a gatekeeper. You know what
100%.
I'm saying?
Yeah,
Lopez.
Pedraza's definitely a gatekeeper. Lopez, Adrian Broner. If you
Adrian
be active,
Broner. Those guys are gatekeepers, man. Not Barbosa. No. Not with his last performance. No way.
nah, man, he doing the work. Let me see
Yeah.
here. He really should get Barboza next. I think T.O. will look good against him. Yeah, I think T.O. is going to be looking to fight somebody who's willing to push forward. Maybe like I said, Barboza is definitely an option. I think honestly, I don't know why people ain't talking about it, but I think Subriel Matias is a good option for him. I think Subriel Matias gives him an opportunity to really showcase what he does, but it's a big risk. You know, Subriel could put him down, but the way Subriel fights kind of is tailor made for the way Teofimo fights. You know what I mean? I think around that up.
Yeah. I think Haney will school Matias.
100%. I agree too.
I think he
agree.
schools him. Yeah. He'll school him.
100%. Yeah. Let's see here. These dads living through their sons instead of letting them stand in the square. Yeah, we see it all the time, man. We see, in my opinion, I think that's why Sean Porter retired the night he retired, right? He retired because at the end of the night, it was like, look, I'm not going to do this. I'm not doing this with you no more. You done threw the towel in on me. You know what I mean? Because you saying I'm not listening to you, whatever. Dude, nah, we're not doing that. You're not going to get petty with me in my career. I'll just retire. I'm straight. I done accomplished enough. I'll go get me a little podcast and go live my life.
Yeah. Porter was a good fighter, man. He just can't win the big fights.
Stop motion. Are you trolling me right now? You trolling me, bro. He says, say what you want, but Rolly beats Barbosa. What are you talking about right now? You playing with me, stop motion. Pause. I know that's what you're doing.
He got the gift in that fight.
Yeah, bro. Next Gen Combat Sports says, who's Barbosa's best win, though? And I said future gatekeeper. I just don't see him beating any of the bell holders at 140. I'm not going to call him a future gatekeeper because I'm not going to put that on his career next gen. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to give him an opportunity to earn gatekeeper or earn himself a title. Who's he beat? I understand what you're saying. You're right. But he's the #1 contender. He's a mandatory for the WBO title.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to call him.
Right. You can't call a gatekeeper a guy that's the #1 mandatory. It's not possible. It's impossible.
Right.
Yeah.
It's mean to do that. It just looks like you're hating on him a little bit. If I was him, I'd feel some kind of way like, bro, what are you talking about? I've never been beat. What are you calling me a future gatekeeper for? I'm gonna tell you the truth though, next gen. I get where you're going with it though. How about that?
I do too. I get where you're coming from too.
100%. Because Arnold Bobos, I understand what you're saying. He doesn't do anything special. He's not a special fighter. He's not doing anything to where you're like, oh, watch out for this guy. I agree with you on that. I think,
and not only that, Barbosa know he's older, so he's trying to hurry up and get these fights as quick as he can. He can't afford to just be sitting.
No, he's not. You're thinking about Barroso.
Oh, is that who I'm talking about?
No, we're talking about Arnold Barbosa. He's a young guy.
Oh, yeah. No, that dude ain't no gatekeeper either.
Right.
Yeah. I forgot that they got some similar names.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Barroso too, though. Barroso ain't no gatekeeper, man. Barroso in the building, man. So he get knocked down, he in the building, man.
Yeah, because when you said he was a #1, I was like, oh shit, okay, yeah, he ain't no gatekeeper. But I can't remember him being #1. I was like, damn, he #1 after fighting Rolly.
You were like, that happened? They gave him that?
And then he fought some.
He probably owed it to him the way they treated him because he won that fight.
Yeah.
The way they won that fight. We just gonna give you #1, bro. We feel bad. We tried you. Don't get mad. Don't get mad. We just gonna give you the #1 spot. You the #1 guy, okay?
Damn.
Somebody translate, man. You don't seem to understand what I'm saying there. LS says Devin probably fights Matias in a fight or two. Matias will be fighting on the zone moving forward. Yeah. I definitely think Subriel Matias is on the schedule for Devin Haney. That's definitely a fight they're gonna put together. You know, Devin's going to keep on fighting, man. That's one thing that separates him from everybody else. People can say what they want to say. That man fights the best fighter who can get his hands on at the time, and he stays busy. Them rounds make him better. He just gets better every fight.
Yeah, I think he's going to finish his career at 147.
Me too.
Yeah,
147, maybe even 154, maybe.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
We'll see what he does. He's working with Freddie Roach right now too. Let me see here. Freddie Roach is going to show him how to be offensive. Porter was a real good fighter, just couldn't take it to the next level against high competition. Nah, come on, man. Porter was a WBC champion. I mean, who did he lose against? He only lost the best against the best. Errol Spence. He lost against Keith Thurman. He lost against Terrence Crawford, and he lost debatable fight.
And he had a draw. He had a draw with David Diaz.
Right. And then he lost against well, no, he beat but lost against what's my man's name? The Cuban. The one that Errol Spence beat the brakes off of him. What's his name? He just fought against Mario Barrios and lost against Mario Barrios.
Yeah. We know what you're talking about. The one Manny Pacquiao fought. But you know what though? I don't know if you guys remember where I forgot who Porter was fighting. The fight was canceled, so they put in some like Cuban or some Dominican dude, and the guy trained only 2 weeks. He almost whipped Porter's ass, and then he gassed up. And I think Porter stopped him in like the 8th round. If that guy had a full camp, he would have whooped Porter's ass that night. Forgot that fight. You remember that fight I'm talking about?
I think I do remember the fight. I'm about to pull it up.
He was whooping Porter's ass, and then he got tired.
I mean, that's part of the fight, right? You gotta be able to you gotta have enough in the gas tank to make it to the end. But at the end of the day, Porter had a great career, man. 31 wins,
he did.
He only lost against the best.
I wouldn't put him in the Hall of Fame though. A lot of people calling him a Hall of Famer.
I don't know. I want him
because I don't believe Bradley should be there. I don't believe Tim Bradley should be there.
I think Sean Porter should be in there before Timothy Bradley should be in there.
I agree with.
If Timothy Bradley's in there, I think Sean Porter has a good argument to say, why not me, bro?
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. I think the Bradley thing is some bullshit. He should not be in there.
Right. Bradley's like that dude you go to the club with, and then, you know what I'm saying, they let him in and they holding you up, and you're like, hold up, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I need to talk to a manager, somebody, bro. We're not doing this tonight. We're not doing this tonight, bro. You just let that square up in here, bro. You go, hey, bro, I need to talk to your boss, bro. I don't want to talk to you no more. We don't even got nothing to talk about, bro.
Right.
Get your man. I want to talk to your boss, bro. Let me see here. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna let him in the club and not let me in the club. We're not gonna do that at all. Ugas, yes, ordinary MOs. Ugas, that's what I was talking about. Yes, sir. Timothy Bradley only in there because he robbed Manny. He ain't robbed Manny. Them judges robbed Manny. Timothy Bradley just took what was given to him. That fight against Manny Pacquiao, I was in a bar the night that fight happened. The bar got real quiet. When that happened, everybody was like,
yeah, that was some bullshit.
How did you see that happening?
You know, Timothy Bradley never fought a welterweight, and he moved up there.
Yeah.
He never fought a natural welterweight, not one.
Timothy Bradley was always a small welterweight too. He just wasn't.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if Sean Porter lost against.
He a dog though, because he'll fight from round 1 all the way to round 12.
Oh yeah, Timothy Bradley was definitely known for having that heart. Hold on, let me see here.
Yeah.
No, he beat split decision. He beat Yordanis Ugas. He did. He did. Let me see here. Yeah, y'all tripping saying Porter belongs in the Hall of Fame over Bradley. Why are we tripping, LS?
I don't think Bradley should be there. I don't think either one of them should be there. But I'd rather put Sean Porter in there than Bradley. He got a better resume than Timothy Bradley.
Right. I think so. I don't think Timothy Bradley did all the work that everybody think he did like that to get no Hall of Fame. Shout out to his career. He had a decent career.
I mean, let's not forget, he fought Juan Manuel Marquez and was fighting scary as hell versus his former 122-pound fighter. Give me a break. Give me a fucking break.
Like ass, bro.
Yeah, that was some bullshit. He was fighting scary as hell in that fight.
So let me ask you this, right? You know that you heard that Turkey Al-Sheikh wanted to put Jayo Bataya against the winner of Beterbiev and Bivol. Did you hear about that?
No, I didn't hear about that.
Okay, so basically Turkey Al-Sheikh said
I like
one of his plans is he wants to see Jai Opetaia fight the winner of Beterbiev and Bivol.
I like that.
Correct that statement though. Ugas didn't beat Porter. What you both said. Yeah, I did. Ordinary, I did correct that. I literally looked it up here and said you're right. Jordanis Ugas lost against Sean Porter. That's why I said, man, you get mad at me. He said, Claymore, correct that statement though. I did, Ordinary M. I pulled it all up here and there. I still got it up here. I straight up called it. Ordinary M getting
You
at
could
me,
make
bro.
a case that was a robbery.
Some people that's why I said that. That's why I made a mistake in saying that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I said they won, that he beat that Jordanis beat him, but if I did, I do have to correct that. I did correct that.
No, you said you said it right. You said that Porter beat him.
Right.
Yeah.
But Ordinary got at me, bro. He got at me. I like that though, man. Keep me on point because you know they're gonna kill me out here if that gets out into the algorithm that I said that. I'll be murdered tomorrow. So salute to my platform for keeping me up to speed. You know what I'm saying, where I need to be. But yeah, so Turkey Al Sheikh wants to line up Jai Opetaia to fight against the winner between Beterbiev and Bivol, right? I thought that they were trying to get Jai Opetaia to come down to 175, but they're not because he's a cruiserweight. Yeah. I guess they want Beterbiev and Bivol, whoever wins between them, to go up to cruiserweight, and they want to line that fight up in Saudi Arabia. I was saying to myself,
I would say if Beterbiev wins, he would be more comfortable to move up to cruiserweight because he fought in the cruiserweight division in the amateurs. So he could move. He could fight there more comfortable than Bivol.
Beterbiev could, right?
Beterbiev could, yeah.
Yeah, right. I was thinking about
when he fought Usyk, he looked small as fuck. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. When who fought Usyk? Beterbiev?
When Beterbiev was fighting Usyk in the amateurs, if you go back and watch it, he looked really small versus Usyk.
I didn't see that fight. I definitely didn't see that fight.
You could tell that Usyk is bigger. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, he's heavyweight right now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But what would you think about David Benavidez making a move to fight to get in that conversation?
I've been saying that. I said that about Benavidez 3 years ago. I never liked the idea of him fighting at 168. I never liked the idea of a guy that big calling out middleweights, calling out junior middleweights. And you got big ass dudes at light 175 that you're not even thinking about fighting. And then the minute that you start getting criticized, you make a statement. Yeah, I want to fight Bivol, but first I need to fight this fight and that fight. Because I don't think he has any intentions of moving up there. I think as long as he could continue taking the diuretics and making the weight at 168 and then rehydrating up to like 210 pounds, he's going to keep doing it.
Right. I agree. I think he's torturing himself. I think he's really, I don't think he's making that 168-pound weight class division easy. I think he's having hard weight cuts. And that's what I believe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not at all. Not at all. He's having a hell of a hard time.
Right. And if he's not gonna get that fight with Canelo, that'd be I would say, all right, if you got a fight, like an opportunity to get at Canelo, I see what you're doing. But if Canelo's not in the game plan, I don't know why you're torturing yourself to stay down there at 168.
Yeah. Unless he's waiting, because Beterbiev is almost 40, right? He's waiting for these guys to age out and then he'll move up. But if he was to move up now and fight Beterbiev, I think he's getting beat up.
I don't know if he's getting beat up. I think it's going to be. I think at a minimum, it's going to be a great fight. How about that?
Oh,
I think
it's
going to be a better fight than that Caleb Smith shit.
Because he got the speed. Yeah, it'd be great because he got the speed. Yeah.
And to see if that power translates up there would be nice too. To see if Benavidez is able to overwhelm fighters up there the way he's overwhelming them at 168. If they fought now,
I think it would. I think it would. I think his power would carry up there.
Yeah, man. I think he could run it with Beterbiev. Who wins? I don't know. If you want me to tell you the truth right now, I probably would lean towards Beterbiev just because his record says that he will. You know what I'm saying? The way he's been beating people up says that he will. But David Benavidez would make a great fight. David Benavidez would make a great fight against Beterbiev. Yeah,
I don't know who's going to win out of Bivol and Beterbiev, man. That's one toss up for me.
It's a toss up, but I'm leaning towards towards Bivol.
Same here. Same here. Yeah. Same here.
I'm leaning towards him still, even though Beterbiev showed a lot more IQ in that fight against Caleb Smith. I saw a lot more boxing out of him that I gave him credit for. I was like, okay, no, the way he boxed, he did a good job.
And in his last fight, he showed that he ready to stop some stuff from now on. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
So,
I mean, he's been on that. Who beat up Jai? Missed that. He will beat from Beterbiev and what? Jai. I mean, hold on a second. Who beat up Jai? Missed that. He will beat from Beterbiev and Benavidez. I'm saying. I'm assuming you're saying Benavidez. Jai. I mean, you think Jai beats them both? I think that's fair. I'm not going to say that he won't, but I think once again it's going to be a good fight, especially with Beterbiev and Jai Obatai. It's going to be a very good fight.
We got to see it though. You 100%. Know what I'm saying? We got to see it. You know, it's like these Tank fans. They giving him credit for fights he ain't had yet. We got to see it.
You don't need to fight David Haney. Why? Because he's just gonna beat him. Oh,
yeah, he's just gonna beat him.
Yeah, you don't need to fight Stevenson. Why don't he need to fight Shakur? Because all he's gonna do is beat him. Like, all right, I guess
right.
Knows what happened. I don't know what to say to that. If Ugas had power, he would be undisputed at one or all these weight classes: 140, 147, 154, because he got size and can box, but no real power. I agree with you on that. Ugas don't got the power, but he can fight. Rachel Donaire, salute. I know today was Valentine's Day. You and Nonito, I know y'all not in the same space right now, but I know you guys enjoyed your Valentine's Day. Salute to Nonito Donaire as well. You know what I'm saying? I know you guys tried your best to enjoy Valentine. I saw the posting you put up there on Instagram, you know. But I hope everything's doing good over there. Yeah. That's how we doing it. That's how we carrying. Thanks for coming through, Rachel. We talking about stuff. Or whatever. But yeah, David Benavidez needs to make a move, man. He needs to. Thanks, fam. Happy Valentine's for sure, Rachel. No doubt. He needs to think about what his next move is going to be. You know what I mean? I don't think Canelo Alvarez is in his future in the next, I'll say, 2 years. Is he going to stay at 168 for the next 2 years, waiting on Canelo?
No, he ain't going to be able to.
Right? At some point, that he a fat boy in a skinny boy body. You know, he ain't supposed to be skinny. That's just something he's just doing just to be down there. He ain't doing that comfortably, in my opinion. So, and before Beterbiev and Bivol leave, you know.
Yeah, that's why he's one of the reasons I always talk about same day weigh-in. I'll bring up Benavidez as my example. If you brought back same day weigh-in, he wouldn't be able to fight at 168.
Right.
He'd be a dead man on fight.
Damn near 200 pounds. He's probably damn near 200 pounds the night of the fight.
Yep.
He's probably like 190 plus.
If he fought back in the days, he'd have to fight cruiserweight. He'd have to fight Dwight Cowie. You know what I'm saying? Holyfield, them dudes back then, like he'd get beat up. He'd get his ass whooped.
Right. Ordinary M says Benavidez or Beterbiev versus Lawrence Okolie. What the panel got? I got either one of those guys against Lawrence Okolie.
Yeah,
I definitely got Beterbiev.
Me too. I got Beterbiev knocking him out.
Yeah, Benavidez. I want to say yes, but at the same time, that's he has to go up and take on a lot of weights. I still got Benavidez. No, I still got Benavidez beating Lawrence Okolie. I think he does. I just think he beats him. It is what it is, brother. But once again, we don't know until they fight. We just don't know until they fight. What else is going on right now in the boxing space, man? Well, all we got is the fights tomorrow night. Friday night, excuse me. I know Ordinary I'm gonna get at me in 2 seconds. Keep me on point. But Friday night, that's all we got is those cards. I don't know. We don't got nothing really going on in the boxing space right now. It's really just I don't want to get into the same old conversation, Devin and Tank and Ryan and I don't know. I didn't get your opinion though on the Haney and Ryan fight. I don't think I got a chance to speak to you about that, Roscoe. What do you got in that?
Oh, I already said it already. I got Haney beating him up. Too many
You don't think
flaws.
Ryan could do it?
I think Ryan, you talking about Ryan Garcia? He got
Yeah,
too many flaws. He got too many flaws, man. Listen, I said it in the comments. I've never seen a fighter with this amount of talent because he doesn't have that much skills. I've never seen a fighter of this magnitude be able to sell and be this popular. It's unheard of. This guy, Ryan Garcia, probably can't beat any of the top dogs that we're talking about. He probably can't beat Matias. He probably can't beat Tio. We could even go down in weight. Shakur, Tank. He probably can't beat any of these dudes. Yet he's selling tickets because he has a million followers on Instagram. That is crazy to me. That's crazy to me.
Yeah. I think that it's going to get ended though if he doesn't start winning. And I mean, he beat Oscar Duarte. He did stop Oscar Duarte, but it wasn't looking pretty. It wasn't a very pretty win.
Nah, it wasn't.
I think he's just close to being. I think Devin Haney is the kind of fighter that will expose him in a way where it's going to be like, yo, he trash.
Yeah, that's what I think too. I think Haney with that style, with his chin up in the air, standing straight up, I think Haney is just gonna beat him up for 12 rounds.
I think Haney's gonna go for the top. I think he's gonna go for that chin. I think he's gonna go take advantage of that. I think he's gonna be like, you keep that chin up, I'm gonna hit you in it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, because I know, because I make jokes about Haney all not having no power. I do it all the time because I'm being funny. But listen, you getting punched that many times, accumulative shots, eventually they start hurting. So don't think that Haney ain't got no pop. He got something there because people ain't just rushing in for a reason.
Yeah, you're not just gonna get hit clean by him and just sit there and take it and say, "Give me another one." I don't believe that. You ain't gonna say more, please.
No, hell no.
Nah, I don't think.
No, because 2 or 3 is coming back behind that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
He's gonna keep hitting you with it.
Haney is the combo. He's throwing combos. You know, like nah, hell no. He beating Ryan up.
No, Freaking Flyer said, did we talk about Errol? That is true. I forgot to bring up Errol Frequent. You're right. Errol Spence Jr., you know what I mean? What do you think? Have you been paying attention to the Errol Spence Jr. situation as far as people saying he wants to retire, as far as what his next fight is going to be if he doesn't retire? What do you see? What's next for Errol? I mean, he's just been quiet and dealing with whatever he's been dealing with, but it's been a long time.
I think he should retire. For me, I think he should retire. I actually believe he should have retired after the Ugas fight. Anytime you get punched and you stop in the middle of action to get your mouthpiece or whatever the case may be, that's a sign that, dude, you shouldn't be in here no more. Like, I mean, if the rope wasn't there, he would have been knocked on his ass by Ugas. You know what I mean? I mean, after an accident like that, and then you went back to drinking, you got your girlfriend on videos talking about you drinking, your heart ain't in the boxing no more, man. It's time to retire. Time to retire. And then you got beat up. Yeah. And then the way Crawford beat him, most of us in the room here thought Crawford was going to win. We all felt that. We knew he was going to win. No one knew he was going to win like that.
Right. That still was I think people were saying is like watching him watching that fight, it was just like you were like, oh man, as much as I thought Crawford was going to win, it's like, oh man, you kind of felt bad for Errol. Like you was like, oh dude, I don't hate Errol. I don't want to see him get beat up like that. Like he was getting beat up in a way where it was just uncomfortable. It was like awkward to watch him catch it like that. Some of those combos was just like, you're not gonna block none of them. Like
you're not gonna block none of them. Check this out, Claymore. Check this out though. You never heard a fighter say Spence can't punch. You never heard it.
No.
Crawford said he hit me in the second round or whatever round. He said, that's all you got? I'm about to run right through you. You never heard not one fighter say this man can't punch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we talking about the guy that was dancing like Michael Jackson on the Wiz when Gamboa smacked him. You feel me? And that's the same guy that said Spence can't punch. Oh, that means it's that time. It's time for that boy to retire. Straight up.
True. Because if you ain't got the power to keep me honest, I'm too good for you not to like have me. You gonna want me to just go full force on you and not even be worried about your power? You're gonna catch it bad. You're
not the same fighter no more.
Frequent said, I still like Errol in the second fight if it happens. Okay. I don't know what happened to Roscott. Ray, you there? No, Ray just popped in, but he's not there. Frequent, you like Errol in the second fight if it happens. Man, I just think you're a loyal dude, bro. I just think
I'm
you're a
here.
loyal
I'm
guy,
here.
man.
I'm here. I'm just out. I'm just
Cool.
out. I had to make a quick stop, so I'm on mute.
You know what I'm saying? Losing to Bump.
Hold on. There we go. I got you, Roscott. You there? I got you.
Yeah. Oh, did you hear me?
No, you go ahead. What you said?
No, I was saying I don't want to see Spence's career ending up like Roy Jones Jr., where you just get knocked off by people that we know you would beat 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago. You know what I mean?
Like
I don't want
Ben
to see
Johnson,
Spence in that position. Yeah. I don't want to see him in that type of position. I think he should retire.
I'm gonna say like this: if he can't commit to it the way he needs to commit to it, yeah, he should retire. No halfway thinking. You know what I mean? Don't.
Hey, but hey, y'all. Hey, I gotta go, man. Salute. Thanks for having me on, man. I'm gonna talk to you later, and I'm gonna catch the replay.
No doubt. Salute, brother. Have a good evening.
You too. You too.
Michael Jackson in The Wiz. You can't win. You can't win. You can't get out the game. Okay. Minor Man Samusa says Arturo beats up and stops Benavidez up. Stops Benavidez up bad. Tower throwing stoppage. Morrell finna box him up. Maybe a stoppage, and Jai will KO him in under 6 rounds. So you just think Minor Man Samusa thinks Benavidez is a hype train. he says
Canelo?
Gonna,
with Canelo?
Yeah, he said,
I think so.
No, not Canelo. Mind of Man Musa says Artur. You can see it right there on the screen. Artur beats up and stops Benavidez.
I actually can't. I'm not home yet. It's on my phone.
All right, so I'll say it to you.
I got you though. Okay.
He says Artur beats up and stops Benavidez up bad. He says towel throwing stoppage against Morrell and finna box him up, maybe KO him, maybe stop him, and Jai will KO him in under 6 rounds. He just thinks it's over for him.
Listen, this is what the
Yo, you broke up, Ray. We can't hear you at all. We can't hear you at all. I don't agree with your Minor Man Samusa. I don't, man. Let me see. Maybe I do. Let me look at it. I don't think Morrell beats David Benavidez. I'm gonna tell you that straight up. I don't think that happens. As far as Artur is concerned, maybe.
Can you hear me now?
This is gonna be a great fight. I do think Jai KOs David Benavidez in a cruiserweight fight for sure. I think that's a very big possibility. I'll hear you, by the way, Ray. Yeah, if you want to tap in.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So what I was saying was, I kind of see where he's.
Oh, dude, you broke up again, bro. It's that same energy.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, I'll be in a good signal. I'm in a bad signal area. I should be coming in clear soon. Just let me know
you're
when.
Clear now, actually. You're clear now, actually.
Yeah.
I hope you stay that way. Yeah.
Okay. So what I was saying was, I understand where he's coming from, because the style of Benavidez with the flurries and the straight coming forward and stuff, and just being a pressure fighter sets him up for a big failure. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but you can see it happening. Like, I mean, I even picked him to lose to Andre because of the same reasons. His fighting style is just like, yo, it's working for him. I'm saying, like, if
you broke up. Agree with Minor Man Samusa only on Jai. Clay, you seen Jai fights? Yeah. I think Jai knocks out David Benavidez, but I don't agree with him. Yeah, I just heard you come in.
Okay. I was saying that I think that because of his fighting style, it just gives him it can present problems later with big fights or different style of fighters. You see me even pick him against pick Andre against him because of the fact that the way he fights. And I was 50-50 with Plant because of the styles. I did, he just outlasts these guys. He has a great
There he goes. He's killing us tonight, right, guys? We can't hear you, man. But yeah, I agree with mine and man too, Musa, only on Jai. Clay, you seen Jai fights? Yeah, man. Jai's something different. Like, matter of fact, mine and man too, Musa just said it. Yeah, Jai's something different, man. I think in the cruiserweight division, he gives David Benavidez a lot of problems. I'm interested in you never seen the Wiz Claymore? Of course I seen the Wiz, brother. Ray, get gone and stable Wi-Fi, please.
I will very soon.
Yeah,
Very
bro.
soon. I'm probably clear now, but very soon. Remember, I'm not on Wi-Fi. I'm on my phone, my 5G, so I'm in a bad area. So I'll be home soon, like literally like less than 5 minutes.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. Jai Opatai is a beast, man. As far as Dave Benavidez is concerned, but I don't know about him against Artur Beterbiev, and maybe with Artur Beterbiev because he looks like, you know, if David Benavidez's power doesn't translate properly in that light heavyweight division, but I don't see David Morrell beating David Benavidez. I ain't gonna lie to you. I got some nerve asking you that I'm only 22 and barely seen it when I was like 10. Yeah, you're right, Jay Cash. I done seen the Wiz more than likely way more than you've seen it. Probably a whole lot more times than you've seen the Wiz. I've seen the Wiz until I forgot about the Wiz and had to watch it again. Like, I don't forgot more about the Wiz than you probably seen on the Wiz. I'm a grown man. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But yeah, yeah, that's how I feel about David Benavidez going into that fight. Americans don't know Jai fully. Next coming off Usyk, mark this. Okay. Oh, Ordinary M, you're not from America? You're not American? He says, don't know Jai fully. I probably don't know Jai fully, but I've seen him fight at least twice. You know what I mean? And I've seen his highlight reels. You know what I'm saying? So I do have a very good understanding of that, of what that man's potential is. You know, definitely want to see him fight. But so you feel like he's gonna fight Usyk? I'll wait for Ordinary M. I don't know if he goes up there and fights. You think Jai Batai goes heavyweight and fights Usyk? I think Usyk retires by the time Jai gets up there. I don't know. You let me know what you think. I ain't even got a beard yet. Jay Cash and Money Man. You got to shave, brother. You got to shave. Shave anyway in the morning. It'll just grow. It'll just grow. Can't unmute. I don't know. What else are we going to talk about, guys, in the boxing space? It's just, you know, I don't want to get into the old conversation. I don't want to talk about Tank tonight. Don't want to talk about Devin tonight. You know what I mean? Don't want to talk about Devin Ryan either. I think that at the end of the day, I need to see those guys in some sort of a training camp. I need to see what Ryan Garcia is going to work on, to be honest with you, to see if this going to even be a competitive fight. Because I already know Devin's going to be ready to go. So if Ryan Garcia is sitting there punching the crap out of a bag like he did when he was getting ready for Tank, I know he's going to get wasted even sooner. We need to see these guys for fight. Sheik wants him to fight Usyk versus Fury. Winner. That's too far. Crazy dream. I thought Alice Sheik wanted him to get ready to fight the winner between Beterbiev and Bivol. I thought that was a fight he wanted to put together. Tired of this fighting once or twice a year BS. Yeah. Shushu wants to unify 122. What's up, Bradley? What up, player? I could picture your voice in my head saying it. What's up, player? I could picture you saying it. Shushu wants to unify 122. You sure? You just talking about he wants to fight against anyway, right? Is that what you're talking about, J Pitt City? Oh, 126. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Okay, all right. That makes a little more sense. I'm like 122 because I know he wants to fight. I know he wants to fight anyway, but I don't know if he was willing to go down to 122 to make that fight happen. Yeah, man. Shushu's the truth, man. It's just finding him those right fights, get him out of that. Get some good contender fights for him under his belt. I think if he can't really get that to move in the direction he wants to move in at 126, he might just want to go ahead and go to 130 and make it happen. Negative Clay Sheik said Usyk versus Fury. He's in a higher class. Okay. No, okay. That's cool. That's cool. So they basically want to see Jai Patai go heavyweight. All right. I mean, is that ever since the rumors went around about Jai Patai putting a knot on Fury's head and putting him on his tail? What about Shakur versus Tio at 140? Good fight. Shakur versus Tio at 140 would be a great fight. Oh, well, hold on. Let me think. Let me take it back for a second. I think it has the potential to end up being like that Jermaine Ortiz fight. So if you guys enjoyed that fight, you know what I mean? Take it for what it's worth. That's why I think you have an opportunity seeing it to be like that, because I don't think Shakur tries to get into a dogfight with Teofimo. I think he fights intelligent and walks away with a win and doesn't care about entertaining nobody in the crowd at all. Doesn't even take it into consideration. And I like Shakur, but I just think that's what he's going to do. Let me see. What do you see Tim doing after the fight with Keith? He better win that fight with Keith. That's what I think. I think he better win that fight with Keith. And if he wins that fight with Keith, I see him probably trying to line up something, maybe try and unify, maybe a Jermall Charlo, or maybe Errol Spence might pop up in there and become a factor in that conversation. I don't know what Errol's going to do. But after the fight with Keith Thurman, yeah, like a Terrence. I mean, not Terrence. Terrence is not going to be interested in. Maybe like a unification with Jermall. I don't know. That's a good question. What does he do after that? I don't know. I don't know if there's that many opportunities up there for him to make any big fights. Nah, he waiting for any way to come up to 126. Yeah, J Pitt. Yeah, for sure. He's going to try to wait for him to make it 126. Shakur beats T.O. and Devin at 140. Shakur. Okay. Yeah, I can see that happening. Ugas. What do you mean, Will Bigelow? Ugas for what? Frequent says, I hope Tim Tszyu loses to screw up the plans. Listen, man, if Tim Tszyu loses this fight, man, listen, bro. That plan's everything's gonna fall apart. It ain't gonna make no sense. Shushu needs to get in there with one of the Mexican warriors. Yes, next gen. They need to line them up. They need to line them up with those guys. That's who's gonna make you a star. Those fights just sell, and those guys come to fight. Somebody like Shushu is gonna do well with somebody who's trying to walk him down. He's gonna do great in a situation like that. Boy can hit too. He got pop and all that. You know what I mean? He's definitely the truth. He's definitely the truth. Guys, make sure you hit that those thumbs up when you come up in the building as well. I appreciate you guys. Looks like you guys are doing that, so I appreciate you. Appreciate you. I'm just waiting on. Oh, here we go. He's here. He's in the building.
I am here, and I am so sorry to the chat. You know what I mean? It was just a pitiful moment, man. I had all types of technical difficulties, and then wifey trying to make me go. She had to make me take her shopping before I came home, so that was another delay. It's all good, though. It's all good.
What's one up? 126 full of them.
But salute to everybody, for real.
Yeah, we've been holding down. We kind of talked about a couple of things and kind of ran out of stuff to talk about. I didn't want to go back to the normal. Yeah, man. So Tank needed to make up his mind if he gonna.
Man.
I'm
stay away from that. I'm just messing with you.
I can't do it. I can't do it, man. I can't do it. Let me see. Mr. Big Play Bray says, I'd like to see Mel and Tim. Yeah, man. I think Jermall Charlo and Tim Tszyu would be a great fight. But what's Mel doing? Once again, another one of those PBC fighters. It just doesn't seem to find the motivation to want to fight. They get a decent payday and they kind of fade to black on us. Minor Man Samusa says Morrell is a boxer with power, and Benavidez is 168 cruiserweight, 200 bully who ain't fought no one on his level with power in his size. Hence, Morrell, Artur, and Jai will get exposed. He will get exposed.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Already now. Already. I'm ready.
All right. Yeah,
so
man. I see how you feel about it. Go ahead. What's up, Jack?
So you want me to still touch on that Morrell thing, or you done with that? Because I heard you say you were stopping it and you was getting off that topic, but I was trying to complete the conversation. So what I was saying is, my man Samusa was saying, I said it makes a good point because of the style of Benavidez. It's a moment where it's going to come where he's going to get clipped because of the way he fights, or someone's going to stop him. Doesn't mean it's going to happen now. I don't know how he survived this long because he has good fighting ability, but he has no defense. And I think I'm not going to say no defense because he shells up nice, but he takes good punches. He takes punches, and I think it's been saving him. But like you said, those are the things. As far as me like picking fighters against him is because of the way I see him fighting. I just think that somebody one day is going to crack him. It might even, if he fights Canelo, it might even be Canelo, especially the way Canelo looked against a 164 pounder or whatever. Was it 154? I'm sorry, I don't know where I got 64, but 154 pounder. Everybody thinks he's invincible. I did against BENAVIDEZ because he looked in shape. He looked like he toned up just for that fight, like he got ready. If he goes in with that attitude, I can see that. Ordinary M, let's go. I got you. I apologize again, guys, for real. But yeah,
So,
man.
Yeah. Let me see here. Let's see here. Next Gen says, I don't think Shakur's stock will ever recover. Nah, he can recover. Guys, I'm telling you, man, he could bring it back. He his next couple of fights, he makes it happen. I'm telling you, this guy could definitely do it. Recover unless he starts stopping guys for real and not like a Mickey Mouse stoppage he had against Yoshino. I agree with that though. He needs to. I don't know if if it's the stoppages that he needs as much as he needs a fight. Fight. Stay in there. You know, what I mean, he can hit, not get hit, but he needs to give a performance like how Devin Haney did against Regis Prograis. You know, what I mean, just a dominant fight like that will get him back in that conversation where he needs to be. Shakur will be fine. Boxers fear him 100%. They do fear him because he'll make you look bad. I think the biggest thing that Shakur is going to have to deal with, and he's dealing with right now, going to his next fights, is making fights boring. You know, boxers like Tank Davis don't want to be in a fight where they got to chase Shakur around the whole fight. You know what I mean? That's just not, that doesn't make for good pay-per-view numbers, and it doesn't make good for building up value in fighters. So he has to take that into consideration. Once these guys start getting in these conversations about becoming big pay-per-view stars and trying to get money like Tank, or get money like their favorite fighters do, once those conversations start happening, listen, man, you have to remember that you're an entertainer. And you have to be ready to entertain. You got to take chances. You got to take some risk in these fights, put some skin in the game, or it's just not going to work out for you.
We got a combination era. It's the money era, and it's the protect the O era. Those things are killing boxing as well as the you know what I mean, bad decisions we're getting from these refs and these judges. It seems like we're getting a lot of these things going on, and it's at the hype of the new generation of boxing. It's like now that everything's coming into fruition, we're starting to see the bigger fights, and these guys getting closer to fighting each other. And now we're getting like all these moments of disappointment. Ortiz fight, like I said, Rolly fight, all these guys. Shakur wasn't satisfied. Frank Martin wasn't satisfied in the last fights. We can go on and on. And with these things not being up to par or what we expect from these fighters, it's making us feel some type of way. So, you know, it doesn't help when you got the guys giving them the fight, you know what I mean? Or how they're swinging the fight their way. Because you're like, what did I pay for this for? Why am I watching this? Why? It's hurting. So, I mean, at the end of the day, we're going to get it, though. It's going to come. I just hope sooner than later.
Yeah, man. Definitely, I agree with you. At J Pitty City says Teofimo was super exposed. I agree with you, man. I definitely think he was exposed. Although he won that fight, he showed that he has a hard time dealing with boxers. He has a hard time dealing with guys who move around, and he has a hard time cutting the ring off. These are things that he's going to have to give some attention to. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't hear his father saying what I think he needed to say to Teofimo to deal with the issue that Jermaine Ortiz was presenting to him. So it's starting to make me feel like the father is probably the issue. That you, at a minimum, you need to add another coach. Add a coach up in there. If not, take him out, add somebody there.
That can happen. That may be helpful, but here's the problem with that. T.O.'s thing is his ability. He's like I said, he's a awkward athletic fighter. He's not like Rolly where he's just awkward and wild. He's awkward and athletic. So he actually knows what he's doing. He makes these things because it gives him, it's like a drunken style, right? It gives him like the ability to see things from different angles. So by doing that, he's like boom, 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 and he's dropping his hand here. It's like baiting you in to catch you with something else. Those things happen in the fashion that he presents it. But he's not tailored for that. Like I said, his footwork is definitely not there for that type of stuff. That for a straight up boxing match. As far as him being athletic and having like athletic feet, absolutely, he can definitely come forward. He can step back. He can step forward. You know what I mean? He can switch. He can go back. But his problem is he drops his hands when he's ready to attack, and that's dangerous.
Telling.
Right. And now when you get a smart fighter, because who has he fought? Guys that were either, remember the Mike Tyson effect? People see you doing things, they get afraid. They see you winning, they're afraid to get in that ring with you. Right? So he's getting these guys that are tailor-made for him. Again, probably the most over 30 fighters in the last 6 or 7 years, but we'll leave that alone.
The next gen said he'll make both of y'all look bad. I'm assuming you're talking about Teofimo is going to make us. He ain't going to make me look bad.
Nah, not at
all.
all.
He's going to do is become an exciting fighter again, and we're going to be talking about him. But I'll tell you what he did in that fight against Jermaine Ortiz, he showed issues. He needs to answer those. He needs to check those boxes, brother.
That's 3 fights, right? And was the Campo fight really a great fight either? Not really. Didn't he get knocked down that fight too?
Which one?
The Campo fight. Ocampo.
Who? Ocampo?
Yeah. He got knocked down that fight too. I believe so. So I'm just saying. So even moving up to 140 was challenging for him. But again, I'm not here to badmouth Teo. I'm just saying, like, Kambosos got in his head, and ever since Kambosos beat him, he hasn't been the same. End of story.
Yeah.
I'm not here to bash the kid. I'm just saying he's gone. Gordo's gone. He came back for Josh Taylor and he retired. And then Teo came back. That's it. I just told you all that. It's for real.
I don't think Teo fought. Maybe I'm tripping. I don't think he fought Ocampo.
Was it not Ocampo? I thought it was Campo. I thought it was Campo, right? Let me see.
Maybe I'm wrong. Hold on.
It would have been right before. Sandor Martin.
Oh yeah, Campo. Yeah, Pedro Campo. Yeah, he did. You're right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Let me see. Facts. CK all day. He gets hit too much. Just let me put it up here. Oh, I guess he's agreeing with us. I don't know.
No, you got to go down. You're going down.
Oh, Next Gen said that, right?
Right.
I meant Shakur will make himself and the other fighter look bad. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? Like, my big thing, Next Gen, is I believe in the old theory of fan base is you're only as good as your last fight. When people show you what they are in their last fight, people are going to judge you on that performance. If you look at it, it's everything. It's if you win a championship. LeBron James has been judged on not winning championships, but then when he wins one, everybody forgets about the ones he lost. It's the same thing with Tom Brady. It was the same thing with what was this guy? Like a movie star. They do a bad performance. Nobody likes the movie. Guess what? Nobody cares, right? I ain't going to see that. But then they come out 6 years later and they put a killer movie in the theater. John Wick 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, yo, this dude killing it right now. You know what I mean? Like the last Neo movie or Matrix movie, man, nowhere near the first ones. But John Wick 3 made him significant again. I mean, it happens, man. It's the way it is. Your last fight makes everything, and that's how people judge you. It is what it is.
Right. Dirty Red, the boxing head, salute and welcome to the channel. I don't think I've ever seen you here, so thanks for stopping by. Remember to hit that subscribe button before you leave. But it says Teo reminds me of Ryan Garcia. Okay. Teo's a little better, but both of them need to stop bullshitting and get their skills closer to their talent.
I agree. That's a strong statement. I like that.
Yeah. I think these guys get caught up in everything outside of boxing, and they forget that boxing is what got them to the big show. I agree with you. They get to this point, and everything becomes like business. They all of a sudden they become these like businessmen, and you know what I mean. And their value is so high, and they're not gonna. You guys need to fight more often, and that's what you're looking at with Teo, in my opinion, and Ryan Garcia is a lack of activity. That's why you're seeing rusty guys in there who just may be digressing from where they were when they were at their top game. Let me see here. So Claymore, no one wants to fight Surreal Matias at the IBF's 10-pound rehydration rule. That actually came up, man.
Okay.
I know I've heard Richard Hitchinson speak on that. You know, you got a lot of 140 pounders who over there who probably should be 147 in so many ways, and fighting against somebody who's going to hold you, somebody a puncher like Surreal Matias too, and you're down there depleted. You got to stay inside of 10 pounds.
Only the challengers. Only the challengers. Unified belts, it doesn't apply. So if you're fighting with a unification, you don't have to use that. That clause goes out the window. Unless they have it in the contract or whatever, and the IBF is sanctioning. But IBF, I think, is like third on the sanction list. So I think you get I think the WBA then the WBA, then the IBF, then the WBO, or maybe WBO, then the WBA last. One or the other is last. But and the facts of that, that's how that would work out, and that's how it would come to par. Here's what it is. I mean, hey, you're not gonna have if you don't got a title, that's what you got to live with. You got to live with that. You got to live with that rehydration. But it's hard, and that just proves that at 140, and not even with Hitchens saying it, that just proves that Haney's not the only one rocking 160 and rehydration. That's all. That's all that means. I mean, you even see Regis hitting 160. He was 157 or 156. Bro, that's 4 pounds off. Like, come on. Like, we're really, like I said, what are we really talking about here at the end of the day?
Right. Minor Man from Musa says, I got Santos KOing Stevenson in a rematch and Ortiz outboxing Stevenson and Martin beat him up in Unanimous decision. You gave up on him. That performance against Edwin Del Santos, Minor Man from Musa said, nah, bro, everybody beating him. Everybody beating him up. Jen said, Tio got the accolades, though you could make an argument he's already what's HOF, Ryan? Really running out. What does HOF mean?
Hall of Fame.
Boom, already Hall of Fame. Ryan,
I agree. I think so.
Yeah,
he had big fights, and he did it in terrific fashion. Like I said, it's just the fact that he lost to Kambosos, and ever since he lost, that's been in his head, and he hasn't been the same boxer. He just hasn't. He hasn't been the same guy.
Juice said, Minor Mansu keep dreaming. LOL. I agree with you, bro. I think Minor Mansu dreaming a little bit, bro. I think T.O. versus A.B. would be a good fight also.
T.O. and A.B. I don't know, man.
I don't know, man.
I think A.B. is I think A.B.'s let's just say done. I think he'll make good fight for people because there's a name and what he brings with his name, his entitlement. I just think there's a lot of boxers out there that will like really make him look bad. It'll be the Roy Jones effect.
Yeah, I don't think AB wants to get in there with that.
And I hate to put Roy Jones out there like that.
Jay Pitty says, yeah, unless you have a title, it ain't happening if you're a top fighter. LOL. 100%. Juice, everybody got to have a dream. Okay. That's why when Minor Man was to put that out there, I'm like, bro, I don't know, bro. You really just hating that man. You
right.
Want that
See?
man.
Exactly what I said. He's right, though. He's 100% right. Everybody 135.
Gotta have a dream.
Bro,
Dirty Red Boxing. Salute Claymore Rain panel in chat. Salute Juice. Dirty Red said everybody at 135 and 140 are welterweights, but the welterweights are middleweights. Yeah, that's the game that we playing nowadays, right? These guys are depleting themselves, bringing themselves down, trying to be strong in the division. And the reality is, if we had same day weigh-ins,
you have a whole different bracket of fighters in each division. And not to mention, like I just told you, Bruce Carrington is a big dude. Like you should see him when he rehydrates. Watch how big he is when he gets in that ring. You're gonna think he's like 135, 140. He's solid. He's solid once he rehydrates. So, these dudes get big, man. Pause, but because frequent in there laughing his head off right now.
He probably literally had to like erase what he was typing. He's like, oh man, he already said pause. I was gonna get him. You know what I'm saying?
He was.
Question, is that normal? Rehydrate that much? I'm just asking because everyone makes it a big deal out of it. Listen, people are doing this.
Yeah,
they're doing this. You know what I'm saying? I think Ray actually has a pet peeve about hearing that, about that rehydration shit.
Because it's science. It's a science, and the training today. They have nutritionists. They have supplements that help them. They have different science ways of doing it, like machines. What do you call them? Hyperbolic chambers. You have oxygen chambers. You have all types of things. Water you can put through IV. Like there's so many different things they can do to rehydrate, and none of these things are illegal or banned until they are. I mean, you do what you do. I mean, unfortunately, it's the name of the game. As long as you're making a weight, that's all that matters.
Right. Right. That's it. Everybody's doing the same thing. I agree, man. Everybody's making a big deal out of it 9 out of 10 times because they hate the fighter.
Right.
That's usually when it's coming up because they ain't gonna say nothing when their fighter does it. So let's see. Let's see here. Devin and Ryan going to be super middleweights when they step in the ring. Yeah, I think both of them are going to be big, man. I think Devin and Ryan are going to be big dudes.
Super middleweights. Wow.
I don't know about super middleweights, but I think they're going to be up there 160 plus.
Maybe 165, maybe 162. Yeah. I think Devin's going to actually try to keep it down this time. And I'll tell you why. The fact that he had a lot of throwbacks. Devin listens to the fans. Believe it or not, if you ever pay attention, he listens to the fans. He actually takes that into consideration every time he does something. The fighters he calls out, the fighters he fights, who he goes against, he listens. He hears it. He doesn't make a big deal out of it. Now, what his dad said and he says are two different things, but he listens. When they said he wasn't going to stay in the pocket or fight Regis in the middle of the ring, what did he do? He turned around and fought him in the middle of the ring.
Right.
It is what it is. He listens. So don't sleep on what he says. So, I mean, what they tell him, he'll do it. He listens to everyone. So, I mean, that's a bad thing, too. You got to do what you need to do and stop listening to everybody else. What they tell him? He was born one time, right?
Yeah.
When he was born, and what did he do with Loma?
Turned up.
He went in Loma. He stayed in the middle of Loma. Now, he fought Loma in the middle of the ring, and he exchanged with him. Now he's getting beat up. So
he's getting hit. He's getting hit.
Right.
He was getting hit.
Yeah,
y'all was talking about he refused to fight. He wasn't getting hit at all back then.
Right. So it's like, which one is it? So he listens and he pays attention, which some people need to take lessons on. I'm not talking about Tank before anybody says that, because I know that's where y'all, not all y'all, but some minds go. I'm saying there's some boxers that need to take some heed to that and just pay attention. It's very simple. Boxing is a very easy sport, but difficult sport at the same time. The reason why I say that is it's simple. Put on gloves, get in the middle of the ring, you hit and not get hit. That's it. That's the easy part. The hard part is getting in that ring and facing your opponent and waiting for them to make a move for you to counter or whatever you're going to do. And that's the hard part because you don't want to get hit. Until you get hit, what is it Mike Tyson saying? Until you get punched in the face.
Everybody got playing.
There you go.
Salute. How do you feel about Teofimo Lopez being eliminated from Ring Magazine pound for pound top 10 list? I think it's their top. I think it's their list. That pound for pound list. I don't get too deep into those conversations because I know it's a lot of personal reasons as to why people make those lists. Do I think Teofimo Lopez is top 10 pound for pound fighter?
Nope.
I'd have to think about it.
Nope.
Because I'd have to really think about it because I could think of a lot of fighters who should be in there.
I can write a list right now for you. And
I don't know if he makes it. I'll be honest with you. I don't know if he makes it, man. So I don't have no problem them taking him off. I don't think he's active enough to be in that conversation. I don't think his performance is what when you look at Sandor Martin, you look at Cambosos, all this happened the past 3.5 years, 4 years.
Right.
Wasn't he done to be on a pound for pound list? Be Josh Taylor? I don't know.
I mean, some people thought it was that's what it was.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have no problems with them taking him off the list personally. J Pitt City says that's what makes Floyd Mayweather even more of an all-time great. Mayweather could have had a better 135 run, but only moved up because the top 135 fighters were avoiding him at the time. That's what I'm saying for David Benavidez a little bit. I'm also saying that about Boots Ennis as well. He might want to take a note from that book, man. 147 doesn't start ironing out some opportunities for him. He might start considering pulling up out of there. You know what I mean? Going to 154. Thanks for the info. No time. No doubt, Mr. Big Play. Let's see. Jonathan 97. The whole hood know I beat him. Okay. Next Gen says Devin Haney gonna come lighter so he can run. Okay. Mr. Big Play says with rehydration, does it affect their speed by them getting bigger?
It didn't affect Devin Haney.
Right. I think at the end of the day, rehydrating is a good thing. I think you don't want to go up in there dehydrated, right? So I don't think it slows them down. I couldn't see that. It wouldn't make sense for that to happen. But unless they're coming in like 50 pounds, 40 pounds heavier than maybe. Ralph, it's crazy because he listens. He got criticized for moving around too much, so he stood in the pocket with Linares, and then he still got criticized for getting hit with a good shot. Yeah, same thing with Loma. I think Ray just put out a top.
Yeah, it did. It's kind of broken up because I kept hitting the enter button. I forgot it since the since the thing's on, but it's cool. Got Bud, Usyk, Haney, Canelo, Tank.
Hold on, let me just read this real quick. Mansa Musa LLC says BFTB said Ortiz versus Big Baby Anderson has been in talks. He better be careful. I seen holes in Big Baby Anderson's game, man. I don't know if he better be careful. I think he could beat him, but
talking about Jared Anderson.
Yeah, he's talking about Jared. Yeah.
And which Ortiz?
You talking about Lewis, right? That's his name, the heavyweight.
Yeah.
What do you think? You think? I'm telling you, bro. He better be careful up in there, bro. He up in there with a big dog.
Yeah, it's.
You better hope that's an old man. He better hope that man's old and just ain't who he used to be. Because if he's who he used to be, I don't know. I don't see Big Baby get reckless and get clipped a lot.
I told you already. There's no really entertaining guys at heavyweight. I'm only Ortiz I could think of that would be a fighter would be the Dominican guy. I forgot his name. I don't know why.
Dominican or Cuban?
Cuban. I'm sorry. Thank you for the correction.
So you're not saying Ortiz, or you saying Frank? You talking about Frank Sanchez?
No. Hold on.
Okay. No. Let me see your list right here. He got number 1 Bud, number 2 Usyk, number 3 Inoue, number 4 Haney, number 5 Canelo, number 6 Tank, number 7 Bivol, number 8 Benavidez, number 9 Shakur, number 10 Bam Rodriguez. God, get my tail whipped tonight. But yeah, I think that's a good list, right? That's a good list. And definitely don't got no Tiafimo on it. So let's see here. Next Gen said, I'm playing. Devin, don't be running like that. He really just maintained the range and turn you. He actually get hit. He actually get hit leaving the pocket a lot. That show he not the best getting out of range after attacking. He's great at getting out of range after attacking.
Who are you talking about? I ain't ready yet.
Talking about Devin Haney.
Yeah, right. When was this? Keep telling you, stop looking at that Loma fight like that wasn't planned.
Right.
The man playing that, man.
Danny Garcia call out Conor Ben. No, I didn't see that. Danny Garcia calling out Conor Ben. That's a good fight. Who? I can see Danny Garcia actually beating Conor Ben.
Danny Garcia is that like when he's almost a heavyweight, man. Danny Garcia out of stuff right now.
They probably fight at 154 if they did that fight. It'd be at 154. It'd be at 154. Okay. Yeah, I think Danny Garcia. I think Danny Garcia could beat Conor Ben. Would probably beat Conor Ben. Actually, I think he's just smarter. Just a more just a higher pedigree of fighter than Conor Ben. Conor Ben has potential, but he has a lot of things he has to work on. He's too used to running through guys or running two guys and attacking guys relentlessly and getting a result out of it that ends up putting him in the win. But I don't think he's dealt with somebody who's going to like hit him and make him sit back and box. I think Danny Garcia would give him those issues. I think Danny Garcia brings enough power to make Conor Ben a more honest fighter. And I think if he's a more honest fighter, you'll see a lot more holes in his game. A lot more holes. Ralph said he might be talking how Haney would get hit often by southpaws, but Haney cleaned up those mistakes against Regis. 100%. He handled that against Regis. Regis was a southpaw, and he hit him with everything, and Regis hit him with nothing. So he can maintain range, but he's vulnerable to counters, in my opinion. Just looking where his opponents have had success. Okay. Look, man, Devin gets better every fight. That's one thing I could tell you. If you pay attention, Devin gets better every fight. Danny is 154, ain't he? Yes, Jonathan, 97. Danny is at 154. So that's probably where that fight would happen. If they're trying to put that fight together, that's where it would happen. So, yeah. But yeah, I mean, Next Gen says he can maintain range, but he's vulnerable to counters, in my opinion. I don't know. If we're talking about Devin Haney, I don't know. I don't know how vulnerable he is to that. I'm being honest. I think he's a well-rounded fighter. I think he's good at his job. Let me see. Jay Pitty has
Anyway, number one, bro. I can't give the guy that can't leave his country number one at the end of the day. I'm sorry. That guy hasn't fought nowhere but Japan. He fought in the United States one time. Sorry about that. He fought in the United States one time, and in that case, I can't give him that. Like, I can't even give him number two. How do I know that, you know what I mean, like the altitude and everything, that when everybody goes to Japan, they're not feeling some type of way? We don't know that. We don't know how that situation plays out if he goes somewhere else. This is why I actually wanted to have Devin at number 3 over him, but I can't do that because Inoue has been undisputed twice. So I have to give him the accolades to that, and he's beaten a lot of champions, so I respect that. But at the end of the day, I'm saying he ain't leave really Japan, and I can't give him anything until he touches foreign soil and shows me he can do everything across the borders.
Right. I don't think until he needs to come across here, he ain't coming across here. All his fights are happening over there because that's, he doesn't need to have him over here. But I do agree with you that until he's exposed to certain adversities, we can't give him the respect of getting past the adversities. But at the same time, I don't know how much of his fault that is. I think he's taking what's given to him, and he's definitely showed a lot. He showed a lot of pedigree in what he's done. So I don't got no problem putting Inoue at the number 1 spot, especially because of the activity issue. I personally have Terrence in the number 1 spot, but I understand where you're coming from. Let's see here. Inoue fought.
And Ortiz, I was thinking about was Luis Ortiz, Puerto Rican. My bad. The reason why I said that because Luis Ortiz, by the way, I had to look this dude up. I can't believe I couldn't remember his name. Luis Ortiz is only got 3 losses, and he is a suitable opponent for most heavyweights. He's almost like a journeyman or a gatekeeper. And Big Baby is about to turn into, I think he's about to get out the prospect stage himself. And this will be his time to turn, and it'll be somebody proven and that can punch hard. So if he beats him, that's what it is. I think that's a tough fight either way.
Right. But yeah, the money is in Japan. J Pitt City, for him, the money's there, and that's where. Why would he go anywhere else when he doesn't need to? When he needs to, I'm sure he will. But everybody got an opinion on anyway as far as his drugs, as far as him using PEDs. They think he's all juiced. I mean, until he popped.
Yeah, I can't say he's doing anything until he's caught, but I know he did some weird things with gloves over a couple of times, and that's recorded by other managers and things like that on the record. But hey, is what it is. I'm not discrediting him.
We just can't do it, man. Ralph says, I kind of agree with what I heard Chris Algieri said. Shout out to Chris Algieri. Like Chris Algieri's commentating. He said guys like Ryan, Tank, and Tio are more physically gifted than Haney. Haney's more disciplined and consistent than them. Yeah. Sum it up. That was a great way to sum it up, man. That's what Haney brings to the table. He's very disciplined.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Here's the thing. When you're talented and gifted, do you have to be more physical? Like, let's look at it in the sense of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, do you have to? You know what I mean? Like, you got to think about it. Like, if I'm smart enough and I have the skills to do something, do I have to be the guy that like on the football field, right? You got guys that just come out and run a 4.4 40 with no effort because they're just naturally fast. And you got guys that work on it all their lives and they can't bust a 4.5. And they're like, yo, what's going on? This and that. So at the end of the day, we got to look at things in that situation as they come. That's why I said you can't judge a book by its cover because Devin may be able to knock people out. It's just the way he fights.
Next Gen says he does get better, but just watch. Even against Kambosos, when he gets hit after he initiates initiates an attack. Man, but he gets better, right? If you're gonna judge him on anything, judge him on what he did against Regis. That was his last fight.
Right.
But you've seen him do it against Kambosos. He's going to Australia. You don't know what kind of adversity he's dealing with before he goes up in there. You don't know how that first fight, he didn't feel any power. He didn't feel any kind of threat from Kambosos. So you might see him on that second fight be a little bit more, you know what I mean, willing to get hit a little bit to get an opportunity to maybe stop Kambosos. So it may look like he's getting hit a lot, but it's a lot of times just like Tank.
Second fight, he didn't get hit at all that second fight. Bro, he had this dude out on his feet in the 10th round. If they had to stay in the 8 count, he would have probably lost that fight. Kambosos was out for real. Let's give it a buck. Not to mention the head games that they played with the team in the first fight was a problem. Like, you kept his dad out of the country and then decided to like the week of the fight to let him in. Like, come on, man. It's head games.
No doubt. J Cash, the Money Man, says Haney performance against Loma don't even matter anymore, especially after he just beat the shit out of Regis Low. Yeah,
exactly.
You got to judge him by the last fight. It's the last fight.
That's what it is.
It's the last fight, man. You can't judge him by, you know, that's like bringing up Linares right now. Like, who cares about Linares? Like, what are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? This dude's not somebody who we should be bringing up right now.
Fact. What happened to your Yankee hat, man? Why you take your hat off? I just realized.
I don't know, man. I could put it on. You're right. You're right. You put my hat on, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
Let him represent. There you go.
Sure.
27 too. You got the trucker style.
Yeah. Oh yeah, bro. That's what I am, right?
Yeah.
In the way for Jason Moloney at the MGM. Mahoney, you mean? I think he meant Mahoney.
Yeah. MGM what? He fought. Hold on. Maloney? No, Maloney. I think he did, but yeah, that's what I said. He fought only one fight in the U.S. I think that was in that tournament they were in. It was only one fight. It doesn't matter if he fought. He hasn't fought.
He had Kambosos leak in the second fight. Yes, he did. He sure did. And Maloney is who he's talking about.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Moloney, like bologna, but
yeah, right. I can see him here. I go searching, but yeah, man, like it is what it is, bro.
Yeah, I'm not gonna hold you, man. It's getting around that time for me. I'm feeling that pressure. It's been a long day for the kid. I don't want to lie to you guys.
I think he had 2 fights outside. I know he fought Donaire's first fight was also, I think, outside of Japan. But like I said, he hasn't had many fights. That's my whole point.
Right.
And that could be that's beneficiary to him. That's all.
People act like Haney was supposed to dominate Loma. I know he's overhyped, but Loma is a top 10 fighter.
I agree. Listen, I think people slept more on. Here's what it is. I think everyone had this expectation that Devin was going to wash him in the fashion because he just came off his last performance with what's his name was a shutout, complete shutout of Kambosos, and they were like, "Yo, this guy Loma is older. He ain't gonna stand a chance." But we forget who the Matrix is. I never took nothing away from Loma. And I was saying this. Believe it or not, I was in chat saying this at the time, and people were talking about I was crazy and, you know, I'm just making excuses for my boy and I'm doing that. I'm like, bro, I'm not making excuses. You know what I mean? You guys want to hear the negative because you want the opposite to happen so y'all can talk bad about them.
Wow.
Bro, if you have the expectations that somebody still has it and someone's good enough, guess what happens? You're not heartbroken, basically. I mean, it is what it is. But then when you see it, like even with the Regis fight, everybody was talking crazy. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, Regis don't have it no more when he loses and gets 12-0. Like, anybody, what? Oh, Regis he's washed up and this and that. Regis was washed up when? Y'all wasn't talking that when he said he was going to beat up Haney. Then Haney had to watch out for his power. Nobody was saying that before the fight. It's just funny how things change.
Shout out to Mexican Boxing #1. Never seen you in here before, so I'm assuming it's your first time. Welcome to the platform. He says Charlo should be stripped. What the fuck? He just looked overweight, not 160 for sure. Let me see here. Mexican Boxing #1 says not happening. Mine, Andres Cortez or Nova might be him. Hey, that's how you feel about that? I think Nova is a definite dog.
Didn't Nova get dropped though his last fight?
No, not his last fight, but he got knocked out against Robesi. Like
He was supposed to win that fight. They had him winning that fight.
Yeah, Robesi slept him.
Right.
Had him stiff as a board on the ground.
Funny.
That's the truth. Dirty Red the boxing. He had Loma did what people asked Bud to do. Loma fought the boots of his division twice. Yeah. I think Regis and Matias is a good fight. Yeah.
Yeah, that will be. They'll both be in the middle of the ring. I don't think Regis wins that fight though. I think he has a better chance of beating Ryan. Like you guys were saying no about Ryan. I think Regis. I think he breaks Ryan in half. But Matias, no. Like I said, I think he's going to go after the winner of Rolly and Pitbull.
Right.
I think it's going to be an easy chance for him to get a belt because he can beat both of those guys easily. And that puts him back in title contention. We might even get a rematch, which I don't want to see, by the way.
No doubt. Yo, Ray, it's about that time for me, man.
Yeah, I got you, man. I hear you. I know. I got to go study and stuff for tomorrow. I got to test. Oh, man. I'll be killing myself with the stuff I do, man. But you know what? What I do now,
it's purpose driven for sure.
It's gonna have an effort at the end of the day, and it's gonna show. All right.
We have one against Loma fight easy, in my opinion. Yeah, Matias was going to be screwed over by the PBC, getting fed to Stanionis or Boots. Glad he went to Matchroom. Show. Good chat with the brothers. Definitely, man. Ryan will brutalize Regis right now. LOL, no head movement. He is sit and duck. I don't know, man. I don't know about that, but you know what I mean? But anyway, guys, we really appreciate you guys coming out. Please, if you didn't hit the thumbs up, please hit the thumbs up on your way out. If you haven't subscribe, but I'm pretty sure everybody subscribed. I don't know if we're going to be doing this tomorrow. Quite possibly we might. I don't know yet.
Yeah, I don't know what schedule.
I don't know what your schedule's looking like tomorrow.
They be doing me dirty, Clay. They do me dirty, man. I be trying.
That's what it is when you're on call, right? So, but we'll look out for the alerts. Make sure you guys hit those bell icons so you guys get the alerts when we drop these, drop this content. You know how it is. It's your boy Ray. It's your boy Claymore. It's the ATP Combat Media Show. At this point,
yeah.
They hate when you elevate. Yeah. They hate when you elevate. The second of losses, I'm handing them out. Yeah, I had to go delegate. It feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment. I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly. I had to go demonstrate. I had to set them straight. They hate when you elevate.